Ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dames, sirs and mams, everyone, we are playing Necro today, and we're actually returning to the Shadowblight Necro, so throwing Shadowblight, doing billions of damage with a critical strike damage stacking booster. But what we're doing is, we're going to be trying to turn this absolute mad lad into a real speed farming, quickness, something. So I can't wait to see if I can actually make this work. Figure out where did I put Eliminator in the end. Gravekeeper, Essence, and I put Eliminator there. So we're gonna truly try out something new, try out something exciting and fast, and see what we can achieve with this, because I want to see what's possible. Main goal will be teleporting over the map at the speed of light. My biggest issue with teleporting over the map at the speed of light currently is that it works in the pit, but I need cooldown reduction. Like I'm just not there yet to get it done. So I need the actual aspect that I have on my boots, the 7-second aspect. I need that little something to be not 7 seconds, because like try to cooldown reduce something that's 7 seconds is quite complicated, right? But I need it to be the 3.5 seconds, or at least 4 seconds, because then with a 50% cooldown reduction I can bring it down to 2, and then with my cooldown reduction in general it should be possible, right? Chibi, thank you for the 22 months of support today. I haven't actually played Necro in a hot minute, so this is going to be good. To finally get to play some more Necro. Oh, we also have to try out Ahoo. That's a good point. We have, what, 46% lucky hit chance, so that we also have to try out. We're currently using, what do we have? We have Crit, and we have Avoid Health. We should probably try out Walks, potentially, too. Many things to actually go for, right? It's really intriguing what we all have, like, for tools at our disposal. We had the stats. Oh, we still have the wrong gem in here, actually. Wow, we're doing less damage than we could. Good to know. Nearly 2 years, Chippy. It's been a hot minute, and we appreciate it, sir. So we're gonna make like some really fancy Necro today. It's inspired a bit by the sword, right? The sword can also teleport over the map. Problem is, in order to make the sword be able to teleport over the map, you kind of need to have quite some perfect masterworks that like really make me unhappy, and I don't want to have these perfect masterworks, so try to do it without. Why won't anyone sell you some husks? On Diablo.trade you should find people to sell you husks. It might be that a lot of the husk sellers only sell for real money, Cross. So like a lot of the husks that are being sold are pretty much like, yeah, being sold by people for the real monies, you know? You want a 3/3 inexorable aspect for free? I mean, Dark, if you have one, I'll take it, because I've been trying to buy one, but there is none to buy, right? I've been trying to spend $1 billion money to buy myself a low-rolled inexorable Reaper, and I can't get one. Like, right? They sort of like, hi, lads, here, take my money. I'm just looking like this. Someone posted an item with like the worst things. It was essence on kill, a chance to heal, and whatever, right? Greater affix. So like triple shit greater affix. And I'm just like, hey, here, like I'll give you $1 billion for that. Like, right? No one wants your triple shit greater affix item, but give me that inexorable Reaper low roll. You want to make this build? This build is amazing. Like, it's absolutely insane, actually, because we're playing this here with a Reaper's Pursuit. So I'm getting 40% more damage per shadow skill in my bar. And you can see I have a few shadow skills in my bar. And the goal would be to have the Reeb, or the Sever, as low as possible, because then you teleport, throw in 3 blights, teleport, throw in 3 blights, teleport, throw in, and so on, right? That's literally your gameplay loop. Because your blights will kill no matter what I do. Like, if I approach someone, throw the blights in, I know they die after I drop 3 blights on them. And then I can just go on, right? Good morning, Asian. Good to see you there. Max, thank you for the 16 months of support. 16 months. That was the streak. 109 months of subscription, chat, for Mr. Mac. 109. And later, we're even going to have a PC unboxing, and we're going to connect it to chat. So I can show you my new $2,000 PC, or 2,000 euro PC, which is actually more worth it. And we can kind of check out what $2,000 would actually buy you nowadays if you get a pre-built system, right? That'd be kind of interesting. Oh, can I, like, I never figured this out. Can the teleport reap? No, so, like, that's one of the disadvantages of the reap. The reap is a jump, right? So that's like, the sword can just, like, teleport over everything, right? Whereas with the reap, you can only jump. Okay, what we need to get is, we need to get items to get more utility aspects. Your pre-build was over 3k pounds. We're getting an AMD pre-build. So it's like full AMD graphic, AMD CPU. And I think you're like, it's quite the system. Oh, you get the Inexorable Reaper's medal? That's insane. Like, I mean, it's obviously not an amulet, but Dark here. I give you $1 billion for it. Dark. I know you said for free, but I'll give you $1 billion for it. Because I don't need that $1 billion, and I need that amulet. I made Necro Decrepify build better. I can currently clear Pit 78. I don't think I'm going to be able to go further. I mean, Pit 78 is fantastic, though. Like, if you can clear Pit 78, you have done everything you would want to do. Because considering that Pit 78 is the seasonal journey, right? You have succeeded in what you set out. You were able to finish that, and you would be able to like, get all the rewards from the season. And that's, like, the only thing you want, technically. Right? Not good to see you there, partner. My favorite Diablo 4 streamer. Well, I hope I can be your favorite whatever streamer, but let me work on that, okay? We ever try PoE 2 or PoE 1? In case you missed it, my friend, I have for every single Path of Exile 2 Ascendancy, every single Ascendancy, I have one starter build all the way to level 85. So will I ever play? I already have. Your last video on Obols and Souls is very useful. Thank you. I felt like it was needed to wrap it all up again in one informative video. Right? We had the Forgotten Souls change. I mean, I also have to look out for Legion events today because we'll have to masterwork quite some. As you can see, my Necro is not really specifically well masterworked. So we're going to bring this here to the next level. I will introduce some mythics to it. Not too many mythics too. Might go for the Shroud of the False Death because Shroud for this build is insane, to be honest. But I gotta figure out, like, if I can put everything together, right? And right now we're trying to get, like, a little bit the Whisper caches to get ourselves the stuff. So yeah, Dark. If you want to have $1 billion, don't even I got 70 billion. Well, Dark, then if you wanna hand it to me, I'll gladly take it so we can actually show chat the build. The fully flashed out one. Just buy with Obolts. Like, see, I had 2,500 Obolts this morning. And I bought myself, like, all the boots you can. Guess how many Inexorable Reapers I got? Did this build somewhere? Yes, exclamation mark MOBA shows you all the builds. We also have, like, a full video up on this build already. But we are working on a different version right now. So this is, like, the build, but we are changing out some Paragon boards. And I'm reworking some of the stuff I'm doing to take this kind of one step further. That's at least the plan. So I wanted to see if I can, like, improve up in the build, if I can change some of the Paragon boards, if I can squeeze out even more damage, and, like, we'll see where it goes, right? PoE 1? Oh, no, I don't like PoE 1 at all. Sorry. I know there's a lot of, like, people enjoy PoE 1. For me, it's, like, a horrible game. Too much flash. Too much speed reliant. He's saying that while he's making a speed demon build. But I really do not enjoy PoE 1. People find that statement always weird because how can you enjoy PoE 2 but not PoE 1? Is what it is. They're fundamentally different games. What can I say? Okay, we need to get link it with Mr. Dark. What do you need? Mr. Dark already has an inexorable Reaper for me. So we'll get that. Where's Mr. Dark? Not remove friend. Jeez, why can't I not invite to party? Crossplay settings must match. Oh, you have crossplay off, Dark. I cannot invite you, Dark. We cannot be friends. The build is, well, actually, I forget to put the build in the description of the YouTube video. Sorry, sir. Like, we got the Necro hub, where pretty much all our builds are for Necromancer this season. I tried to create these, you know, like these thingies where everything is. So we're playing currently the Golem Speed Farm, the Shadowblight crits. That's the one we're playing. I'm gonna put that in the description of the YouTube video for you too. Then you have it there. But we're changing the version, okay? Pyro, thank you for the 92 months of subscriptions. Pyro, dankeschön, sir. That's very kind of you. 92 months is, oh, like, you know, 2-3. 2-3. It's funny that Necro is our main, and we actually have played Necro the least this season. Good main it is. Okay, Mr. Dark, show me the money. Look at it, Chad. Inexorable Reaper. Log in the offer. Accept the trade. Thank you, Dark. Appreciate it. So first things first, destroy the amulet. Now you get an amulet given. Destroy it. Good. Now we can change the aspect on our boots. And look what temper we have on the boots. Mobility cooldown reduction. Crazy, right? Because I need mobility cooldown reduction if I then want to use the Inexorable Reaper, because Inexorable Reaper says, Sever now dashes you forward 5 seconds, and it makes it a mobility skill. So if I have mobility cooldown reduction, it makes the Sever, instead of 7 seconds or 5 seconds, 4.42. Now, I could also use the Harlequin Crest to reduce the cooldown further. I'm just not sure if I want to, like, lean out of the window so far. So we got our, where's my Harlequin? There's my Harlequin. So we could do that. Because we have a Harlequin Crest, right? My helmet right now is essence per second, total armor, soul rift duration, so it's pretty good. I could technically kick it out of the window. Super Poor Man's Teleport? Not really, because you're playing with damage over time, right? So I like it because you can actually zoom with this in a Necro way. The Rune, I don't like the Rune because it's too unreliable, right, Asian? So you get your evade to be a teleport, but it requires more consistent effort to make it work. Thank you for the $10 donation, Has. Do appreciate it, brother. Thank you for supporting us. I hope you're looking forward to August, though, for the PoE 2. Because that is what I am personally very well pumped for. Why not use the unique helmet for the Soul Rift? Because the unique helmet for the Soul Rift is not good. So I get Essence total here and total armor and the Blight pull in. The aspect is useless of the helmet. It sadly doesn't add enough damage. Right? When I have the helmet, and it's not terrible, but you rather have like, see, like now I do 1, 2, 3, teleport. 1, 2, 3, throw him in, teleport. All right, just go on. They'll have to kill some, like, I have to shoot it at them. Teleport. The thing is, like, you have damage over time that needs to build up over time, right? So you have to throw some to get things killed. It's not like where you can leave a Hydra behind, right? Still throw, but I win. Like, as soon as I have the blind on you, you die. Wonder if Blight Size would be a good one to have. Because Blight Size would make our Blight pools be more dangerous for our opponents. And for a Necro, this is like pretty quick, right? Just zooting over the screen. Again, the only sadness is that I can't like jump through something, right? I can only jump alongside something. But I'd say that's like, you know, it's faster than my Druid by a magnitude, because Druids can simply not move this fast. It's quite like something different in a while. Wonder if we could add one Arcana to add to this, right, further. Did you do the opening for your new PC already? No, we'd do the opening at the end of the stream. So towards the end, we will unbox that thing. I opened the box so I don't have to use the knife. I'm not good with knives. I'll just somehow manage to cut myself like an absolute doofus copter. So we cut the box open already. I put some cables ready. I got the monitor set up. Like we have pretty much the second setup behind me. That is like just to my left side, where usually my laptop is for some text related shebang bang, so on. One of my tryhard D4 grinders on the Discord have the season with triple account multi every time sold a 4GA 100% IS for 99 billion and 25,000 runes yesterday. Holy moly. What does he even want to do with that, you know? Amount of resource. That's the question. What do you even want to do with these? It's not like you can actually spend it ever. Right, that's like Jeff Bezos types of Diablo wealth. And we. Is this gameplay from the Blight build you made 2 weeks ago? Yes, but it's an improved version of it. We're swapping some aspects around and we're changing some things to try to make a better version, and we're going to masterwork some stuff to try to make a better version, you know? So that's the plan. I'm also, like, I got to consider if I want to play the Harlequin Crest or not. I could definitely do it, and it would be damage reduction. The biggest issue is then aspects, because right now, like, you have to play... We have to play the aspect here for consecutive casts, right? So that's important. We have to play the aspect for Shadowblight stacking. We have to play the aspect for sacrifice bonuses, and we have to play the aspect for curse damage. So these are like musts. I don't have a choice. Like, I have to play them, right? Yeah. Now the question is, what do I do with, like, if I have to play these, right? Surprise. What do I do with the Blight pull aspect? Because you need Blight defies area pulls enemies together. But since I need Cursed Aura as well, and since I need Inexorable Reaper as well to jump, or I want to jump like that, what's left? And I could say no to the Blight aspect, technically. And be just like, what if I don't play the Blight aspect? This the have a pit put variety that's not trolling. If you think this is trolling, then you clearly don't understand the build, sir. Did we play with... I mean, we're currently sitting at a 48 crit chance. I have better gloves with better crit chance. Still thinking about using the Seal of Power. We have Bottled Wind. Unstoppable. We think I should go for Execute. You think Penshot Rogue would be a good alt build? Penshot Rogue is brilliant. I can highly recommend Penshot Rogue as a fun something to play. Definitely, 100%. Did you already make changes to the guide? No, we haven't made changes to the guide yet, sir. We simply haven't had the time to mess with that. We're currently figuring out how far I want to change the build. I want to change the Paragon board, so that's very important, right? And I need to masterwork my stuff further. I mean, preferable, I would masterwork the amulet all the way, but that's like probably future music to get it to that point. I need to also get myself... This is, by the way, how you're playing the pit. Like, in the pit, you don't really need the teleport that much because you're just spamming things, right? Pull everything together. Still doesn't hurt to have the teleport because you're just literally bridging, like, walkways, right? You spam the blight so everything just dies. Spam that again. Just stand AFK there, hold down your blight button, kill everything. That's where I'm like, I don't need this to be the lowest cooldown, right? I don't need the Harlequin Crest because the Harlequin Crest in this case, sure, would give me the 4 more ranks and the damage reduction, but nor do I need the damage reduction necessarily, nor do I need the 4 more ranks, right? I just need enough cooldown to always have the Reaper active as I need it, but I don't need enough cooldown to be able to spam it every second. Just enough, but not too much. Then we need to redo the Paragon board. Because my Paragon board is still like from very unoptimized gear. So this build we pretty much played at the start of this season, and we're happy that we could already make it work. But we want to take it like further. Because our gear's like 8 times masterworked, and not even the good tempers, so there is so much more to weasel out of this build, right? We have tons to do. Good thing about damage over time is that it's not like an instance that vanishes. So I don't have a limited amount of blights I can make. So if I put down like 100 blights here and then I move on, I can put down another 100 blights, but my old 100 blights, they don't vanish. We're putting down new blights, right? Not like, you know, permanent objects that go away at some point. Good. Like obviously against the boss, then it's useless because against the boss you can't teleport anymore. When we're standing still and we avoid something. The only thing we now need is, see, there's the billion hit. We need just better things to propagate the billions of damage more. Shadow spamming reduces the cooldown really fast. Well, you got your ultimate up, and your ultimate is, end of the day, the curse, to Decrepify. So that is quite easy to actually have going on, right? So that's why you don't need Harlequin Crest, because Harlequin Crest wouldn't do anything. The cooldown reduction is just coming from your curse. Like your Decrepify has a lucky hit chance to reduce cooldown, and that's how we are reducing cooldown. See, like all my glyphs are also not really leveled, so we still have like tons of stuff to get up here. We need some more attack speed. So you need 100% attack speed. That would be like stupid to not have 100% attack speed. It's also one of the easiest things to get. So we get this new pair of gloves that also has critical strike chance. Ta-da. So my old gloves are currently max life, attack speed, intelligence. But here I get the attack speed and then the vulnerable damage I can reroll into intelligence. But what we need is we need the shadow damage here. Good. Actually, the question is, do I need the shadow damage? I need enough shadow damage to have this at 450%. But as soon as you have that at 450%, you actually don't need more shadow damage, right? You can then go for critical strike. Because the shadow damage is needed to multiply that up, but then we can actually multiply critical strike. Should be better. Let's try that out. Wait, if I remove the glove, I should be at 450, yeah. Great. Critical strike damage, thank you. And we want to have... the question, you can go for blight size. Blight size is not necessarily bad, but you probably need more soul rift duration because we need soul rift up. Yeah. Let's see if we can hit that soul rift duration. It's often impossible to get. Blight size, soul rift duration. The lowest percentage, but we're good. I think we want to masterwork the attack speed. As I said, the attack speed. Thank you. And the critical chance. That's actually really good. So now I need to reroll the vulnerable damage into... usually I would say intelligence because that's what's better, right? More ind is more ind. And we need to get rid for the, like, my weapon is the worst weapon imaginable right now. Because it has the crit damage, max life, and intelligence, which is nice, right? It has the shadow damage as well. But what it doesn't need is the chance for Blight to cast twice. What it would need otherwise is the ranks to... Titan's Fall. Now, was it Titanfalls or Finality? It was Titan's Fall because that's like the damage. Actually, Finality would probably be better because Titan's Fall is only against elites, where Finality is against like it's based on ulticast, and we always do ulticast. So technically, like Titan's Fall would be better. Finality. I'll stay with the Titan's Fall here right now. We need to get one that has a new Even Piercer. So we need a Reaper's Pursuit Even Piercer that also has a greater affix to Blight projectiles. Is there one on the trade? Let me actually check. This should be like very unpopular, right? Would Air of Petition work for this build? Yes, but then you're losing an aspect and we would have to rethink how we pull things together because you need to pull things together somehow. But how are you going to pull things together, right? Like everything you need is pulling things together. So let's go on Diablo.trade. We need, what was it? Unique item, Eben Piercer. I want one with Reaper's Pursuit and Blight projectiles. Preferable. Obviously that one doesn't exist, huh? See, like, how low they're selling, by the way. No one is selling this for high because, like, no one wants this. Here, Reaper's Pursuit and Blight projectiles. He's not live. That's sad. Here, give me thingy for money. Reaper's Pursuit, Blight projectiles. You're also not live. Is that the same guy? It's the same guy. He listed it twice. He listed it twice with different damage values. Sus. Obviously, there's nothing else like that, huh? I should have probably, like, did the sword automatically. Like, you can actually enter what you want to have, but I was too lazy and now I'm paying the price of being too lazy. Reaper's Pursuit and chance for Sylvana. 5 billion. Buy. Send message. I mean, they're not live. That's the problem. We gotta hope that they actually see the message. Here, that's 5. That's 4 for 99 billion. Sir, no one is gonna buy that. Can I have that with 4? Like, I don't need it, but I'll just still write them. Right? I don't need like 4, but I'll just write you and see if you want to sell it for a low price. Like, no one is literally playing this build, so, or not many. So you might be able to snack that. Is it not the most convenience to use the FX parameters? It is, sir. It is. And guess what I don't do? I mean, you can add a stat group. You can go for here, stat filter, Reaper's Pursued, greater affix, and then you add another stat filter, and you would go for Blight, projectile to cast twice, and then greater affix. But see, like, as I said, I am lazy, so I didn't do this. There's 5 in total, and it's 2 times Mensch, 1 time Sylvana, and then Raiden and Right Meow, right? Got a 4G even period with 3 hits on Reapers. Really fun. Only get as high as 95 skill issues though, General. There is the highest clear with a similar-ish Blight build is currently sitting at PID 111, but we're talking about like absolute godlike gear, right? So you're not talking about good gear. You're talking about god gear, right? Like the gear to rule them all, right? The max rolled aspects and everything. So not just like good gear. I need, what was it called again? The DK. Here we go. Okay, that one gets destroyed. I mean, already getting here, the 8 ranks to Titanfall just makes me vastly stronger. It was actually pretty good. The build can, like, actually hit up to 10, 20, 30. I think it goes up to 100 billion possible damage, which is actually crazy if you think about it. And the real deal is really attack speed, because you need to like go there, hold down the mouse button, right, spam like crazy, and then already go on. So I hold down the mouse button, I know everything will die because that's how just the shadow damage works. So like that's why attack speed is king. Like, right, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. They gotta get hit by a certain amount, and you gotta hopefully wait for your Frost Nova to trigger, because I currently every 4 seconds I trigger a Frost Nova. So I walk onto them, I know they're going to get Frost Nova'd and rooted in place, so I know they're like taking the shadow damage. Dizzy, thank you for the Prime subscription. And that helps immense. Like, see, I'm on them. The Frost Nova triggers, they're all frozen, they take the shadow damage over time, they're vulnerable, dead. Go on them, see Frost Novas again. Next dudes, pull them together, wait for the Frost Nova. Good, and on we go. And they'll just die because they have the shadow damage over time. The Shadowblight will trigger, the Shadowblight will trigger, the Shadowblight will trigger. So you don't actually have to do anything. You just know they will perish. So like there was the Sever problem. Sever was stuck on the doorway because that's what happens with Sever, right? I cannot I cannot blink through a doorway. I blink at the doorway. Like, if I want to get to these guys right now, I need to actually walk down here and kill them and get out. Kill these lads. Get out. Now, this is for me personally like a farming build where I would do Infernal Hordes with, where I would do strong rooms with, and that kind of stuff, and like Legion events, etc. But like pushing deeper into the pit is possible, obviously, to a degree, but it's more like the convenience build where your minions just suck for this, right? If you're trying to level with your minions, your glyphs, that's going to be annoying because your minions are just slow. If you try to like do with your minions an Infernal Horde, also actually slower than using this. If you're trying with your minions to like fly through an Undercity, also kind of shitty. So yeah, minions have their use, for example, but they're just not like quick zoom in. That's where I like it built like this for the Necro, that you can use for your speedier endeavors. One in the first world, we should have like killed maybe 2-3 more opponents. Wait. Have you checked Dragon Air Silent God? Doesn't ring a single bell. What is Dragon Air Silent God? Like literally not a thing, right? Have not checked. Doesn't trigger any ounce of recognition. Sounds like a mobile game. Maybe it's a mobile game. Is it a mobile game? You're struggling with resistances this season. That's because of the Horadric Jewels. Because the Horadric Jewels have 4% less resistance, or 6% less resistance, 6% less resistance per jewel, I think. So you're pretty much missing out 18% total resistance. If you struggle with resistances, I highly recommend using instances. It's one of these here. I gotta go all the way back to like backtrack up here to get things done. I don't like that. Like a new D&D game on Steam? Nope, haven't heard of it. Okay, lady, I need to see if I see like a new damage totals. So now I could do a couple of billion, right? And we can go up to 3, 4. Okay, 4 billion I think I haven't seen before. That's already good. 4 billion, 5 billion. Ooh, 5 billion. So that little change on my weapon tempering already like gave me a new damage max. That's nice. Good. Like that. How to get Perma-evade? You need to have the triple tempers. Triple tempers on Harlequin Crest with a greater affix to cooldown. Triple tempers on mobility cooldown reduction. On evade cooldown reduction. Otherwise, you won't get there. There's no other like sneaky super shortcut. It's that or nothing. Right? It's pretty sad, Matei. So like it looks cool, right? When someone like cooldown reduction evade jumps over it. But my boots are, for example, double masterwork for the mobility cooldown reduction. If I wanted to get it further, right, I would have to get a triple, and that's mobility, not cooldown. The same goes for the Harlequin Crest. You need a cooldown reduction Harlequin Crest, and that cooldown reduction Harlequin Crest needs to also have the greater affix on the cooldown reduction, right? So it's a greater affix, and you need to triple Masterwork it. By the way, people were asking for the, what is it called again? Soul Rift. People are asking, why don't you play the Unmaker, right? Because the Soul Rift deals 200% of its shadow damage per second to surrounding enemies for every 30 essence you gain while it's active. The problem here is that your Soul Rift damage, right? Like I don't do shadow damage over time, so I'm not boosting the Soul Rift damage. My Soul Rift only does 85,000 damage. So even with a 200% bonus of this, you're not doing anything meaningful that makes this not worth it, despite doubling the duration of the Soul Rift. So yeah. Kind of invalidates that a little bit. Neo. Soul. We could try out Quox to see if we do some more damage in between. I mean, it would be good if I could get rid of the crit, because right now I'm playing crit. If I swap the intelligence, so that's also like a thought here. If I swap the intelligence on this one for... I'll show you. Lucky hit chance to restore primary resource. Would that work? I wonder. So if this is lucky hit chance to restore primary resource, right? And then we could remove here the critical strike, and we could play the Quox rune. Quox is like a huge damage boost, 100%. Since we do like a lot of damage at any given time, it could work. And then I would have to, like, that's the problem. How do we trigger it now? Probably Ahu. If I overwhelm someone. I don't have that many Ahu runes. I don't have that many Ahu runes, I mean I have one single Ahu rune. I don't have that many means I have one. Right, I'll have more. So my druid has Buck. Ahu, we have one Ahu spare, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone rejoice. Ahu gang represent. How are you well, Line Eyes? I am doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. I'm currently trying to Diablo.trade here. Amulets that no one wants to sell. No one's online. We need to redo our Paragon board to really squeeze some more damage out of this, because who does not like to have a speed farmy Necromancer? Okay, let's see how this now vibes. We're currently benchmarking against the Pit 75, because again, Pit 75 is what you have to do for the seasonal journey, right? We can obviously do deeper, so not the point, but I like to benchmark against it. Okay, activate that, jump. Then pull everyone together. So what's going to happen is now that my essence depletes every now and then. Like, so you need to pay attention to this one, to the right rune here. That depletes my essence every now and then, but then my damage gets by 100% increase. If that 1 second actually Shadowblight key passive triggers, that should lead to like 1 insane billion hit. That's at least the theoretical plan of this, but like the question rather is how it works against bosses. So we already know that we can do like up to 5 billion hits with that like 2 triggers, so that's good to see, right? But can we like lead it to more damage? The essence restoration is working. You can see my essence being permanently full, right? So that's already nice. Like my essence is permanently full. That one is set in stone. So that lucky hit is working like a charm. It actually goes down here? Jesus. I have to backtrack that. That would be better, right? Is there an issue with Roderick recipe drops? Not that I'm aware. Why do you ask? Like, all the issues with the seasonal stuff, I think, were resolved in the first 2 weeks of the season. We're in week 3 now. It makes it sound so far away in the first 2 weeks of the season. We're in season 3 now. Yeah. Not like it was that far away. It just, you know, it was last week. Scam. Hey, it's good to see you there. Sorry. I shouldn't be so amused by this. Hey, you get your see, like I just ran out of essence there for a second. Interesting. Like we're benchmarking the Ahu rune if we do actually run a lot out of essence. Because again, Ahu Quox might over trigger on like single targets also to a point where we're a bit robbed of essence. So I hope that, oh, 7 billion, that's new, chat. High score. So the actual plan with the Quox rune has worked out. Drop the high score. The biggest thing that's not allowed to happen is that we're pretty much running out of essence and we can't like spam, okay? So that's not allowed to happen. Okay, now let's see how often we can trigger Quox against a non-healthy boss enemy, because that's the thing. Like, you know, when we're fighting a boss, it's not healthy. How much is the lucky hit chance? It's moving forward, but not meaningful. The boss is like dying before we actually trigger it much. So in there was the big billion hit. So against a boss, it's actually not really triggering that much. Okay, farm, yes. Boss fight, no. Guess it makes me faster going through the dungeon then. How do you get so much gold? I found a 4 GA Azure Wrath, and then I sold the 4 GA Azure Wrath for a lot of money. And that's the trick. That's the secret. That's the shebang bang. That's the sauce. What I did. I know it sounds stupid, but that's literally like, right? And then with that gold that you get, you buy yourself Belial mats, and then you're cool to go. Right? I mean, for Belial mats, you can also go on the marketplace. I can go items, filters here, like filters, right? You can go for boss materials. Then you type in Betrayer's Husks. There is tons of people with very non-weird names like FFF, AAA, C5. They're selling a lot of Betrayer's Husks. And you're going to be like, it's here. He sells for 15 million per husk. So you're kind of like, I would like to have send message. And then you can buy yourself stacks. Don't support the black market. See, my friend, I would love a world where I don't have to support this, right? I would love a world where I could just say no. But that's the way how Diablo is right now being played. Is that sad? Yes, it is. Yes, it is sad that this is the way how Diablo is being played. King Fats, good morning, partner. Is what it is, you know? I mean, if Belial would come, we yesterday killed how many Zers, chat? We yesterday killed 30 Lord Zers. Guess how often Belial came, chat? Guess how often Belial came in 30 Lord Zers? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't 10 times. It was actually twice, Bassman. So it's not that bad. But yeah, we did 30 Lord Zers. Lord Zer dropped like in total 2 greater affix items. So lackluster, right? Didn't drop like 10 greater, no. Like in the third, like he dropped very minuscule amount of greater affix items. It was really frustrating. Really. Oh, a dagger. Wow. The most useless item in existence. Like, before you ask, hey, Pony, can't you make... No, I can't. I can't make a build with that. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm magic, okay? But I'm not that magic. Sell on trade. No one wants that item. Right? Like, this is a golden turd. I just found a golden turd. This is the equivalent of finding a golden turd. Like, it might be gold, but it's still turd. Looks cool. Ain't cool. Drops are horrible. Season should be Heraldric dumpster diving. I don't agree with that. I think the drops are really good this season. Better than last season for sure. Anyone saying different is just lying to themselves. Why are you lying to yourself? Drops are definitely fine. That being said, could drops still be better, especially on bosses? Yes. Like what I personally despise the most is that I do Lord Zer. I do Grigor the Galvanic Saint, and I don't want to do them, right? I just know that on Torment 4, I'm not going to get greater affix unique items, and that's just stupid. I'm sorry. On a lair boss in Torment 4, he should always drop 1 greater affix item. The outfit of my Necro, it's the Wraith Lord skin, one of the Wraith Lord skins, and that's just a fact. I'm sorry. Like if Torment 4 bosses are not dropping greater affix items, why do I even exist? Why am I even Torment 4? What am I even doing here, right? I am in Torment 4. I'm trying to deep dive the pit. I mean, in Torment 4, it should be bare minimum that at least one of the items that he drops like, what, 6 items, 7 items? And at least one of them should be greater affixed. Because everything else is a joke. Right? Everything else is a joke. Sorry. And I don't see how Blizzard cannot, like, see that. Because they're forcing us to do Belial. Like, that's what I said. I don't want to buy dupe materials. But if I want to have a Even Piercer with Reaper's Pursuit, what other chance do I have? What else can I do than buy dupe materials? Right? If I want to have a, like this with Hellbound Commander or Curse Guilds, if I want to, what else can I do? Tell me, sir. What are my options here? Because I don't have any other options. Right, like, you could say just play the game, bro. And you're not wrong. But then I'll just play the game and never get what I'm looking for. Right? Astaroth. Asman, Astaroth is definitely dropping quite some uniques. That's true. You're not wrong about that. And he definitely drops them also in Torment 4. But obviously he drops all the uniques, right? So you're kind of like, it's even more gambling. So it's pretty much 2 things what lair bosses need. Lair bosses need to not have the faces or have the faces 1 single time. And they need to have greater affix loot again. If these 2 things are actually brought back in line again, that's a 100% improve on the game, right? I mean, obviously, so let's not forget. Yes, the game needs more end game. Yes, we need more activities. Yes, the gameplay loop needs to be improved. So all these things are true, right? But what do we actually need with what we have? What system in the game needs to be improved to make the game better? I mean, the same as why is resetting the masterwork costing me 2 million gold? At 5 million gold still. Like, in Blizzard's opinion, gold is not the problem, but that's a lie, right? Because if you're not trading, then gold is the problem. Like, I'll run out of gold before I run out of Opticide, and that can't be. If I'm not trading. If I'm trying to masterwork. I'm sorry. Like, I don't see how Blizzard does not accept that as a problem. I feel like developers have a gold button. They're not playing the real game. Like, honestly, right? Developers are not playing the real game. Developers are playing on some kind of client where they give themselves gold worst case scenario. Because otherwise, they would not say gold is not a problem. Genesis, I need an even piercer with double blight projectiles. Preferable. And Reaper's Pursuit. So that's what you need, because that would be the best, right? I mean, you already shoot the 4 smaller projectiles, but you want the double, so that would be the best outcome ultimately. Where's the chest? There's the chest. I think we should make another video on all these topics. I mean, like, I have seen the future of Diablo. I can't tell you anything, but we should still make a video on all these topics, right? Because the future of Diablo is malleable, in case you didn't know this, guys. So the developers shared a lot of stuff with us, and they essentially asked us, what do we think? So that's cool, because if the future is still malleable, then we can still give feedback, right? That's important. I can't tell you anything about the future, though. Yeah? Wie bitte? She's yelling again. Give me a second. Hey. The Opticide and Souls cost for Masterwork should be cut. I don't think the cost should be cut necessarily. The Forgotten Souls cost, definitely. Okay, let's refund this whole thing, John. Because as much as I wanted to keep this, I need to redo the board and rethink the board. So step number 1, we'll still go for the resistance because I consistently don't get the resistance. But then we're going to go here still for the Abyssal, because this one is like the easiest to put out. Abyssal is... Where's it? This one says bonus to rare notes, so we'll push the rare notes here. 25, so I go out. And then I can just go down to activate this. Done. Perfect. Actually, we don't even need to go down to activate that. We do it better because this one counts with the Abyssal too. So then we'll need to go for the Sin of Death board, because Sin of Death is like the simplest one right now. Critical strike damage and damage reduction. We need the damage reduction, and you also need this damage reduction. So you're going to enter on the side and you're going to take everything. No questions asked. Now the question asked though is, what do we do? Do we take the Eliminator? We could go one up. Looks stupid, but allows us to take this intelligence. Then we go, take all the int, right? Take the int. I don't like how that looks. It's fine. Take the int, take that int. We put the Eliminator in. Yeah. Then go up. So how much int do we have now? There are other boards that can provide more int, so this is bad. I was thinking about it, but there's just other boards that provide more int. We are going to... You get damage to healthy enemies, damage to injured enemies. This was damage to injured, this was damage to healthy. So we're going to put Amplify in here for now. Amplify still allows us to really easily activate it without much trouble. We don't want this because we don't need the shadow resistance. Good. $45 in. Just easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Could actually even go on the right side here if I don't want to take this. Do we want the damage to injured enemies? No, you would leave on this side. Right? So now is the question though. We get the frailty board and we get the flash eater board. We need kind of both. So flash eater is if we wanted to play with the corpse consumption, which we could, but I would be forced to corpse consume in between. And the frailty is obviously for curse stacking, right? Oh, I need to pull up my old... Like, I forgot half of my old, so we need to pull this up. It's like when you reset the Paragon board without remembering what you did before. Thank you. We'll begin with Flash Eater because Flash Eater has an easy way in and an easy way out. I think Flash Eater might be one of the best ones for the Eliminator Glyph. Because in the Flash Eater board, you can enter on the top here, right? Up, up, up. See, this is all intelligence you can take as you're going down. So I don't even have to, like, try, right? Then I go over here. That's all just for Eliminator now, already. Every single point taken was for Eliminator. Not sure if it would be better to go over this side. It's kind of like the same. So then you could take all of these two. And you can take these three int. That's all like big effing no-brainer. $163. And I can waltz over here to activate this little shitter. Now you don't need the corpse attack speed at all, but we want to have the life, and you don't need the poison resistance. So technically you take the damage and then we waltz. Oh, actually this is better. And then since you're here and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points out, you can actually leave on the side, right? And this is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. Then we get the frailty board. Frailty has... How much dex? Frailty has 54 dex. 54 dex sucks monkey ass. So we have frailty. You want attack speed. You don't want the corruption damage because that's useless. And frailty activates the Gravekeeper probably. So we go in. Get the resistance. Get the life. And get the Gravekeeper. If I then want to keep playing Gravekeeper. Cool. So, and now the question rather is, what do you do as your last board? Because that's the shit, right? So we get the Eliminator fully maxed out, 173 in. There's not a single point more of int I can take. I have all the intelligence points taken. It's actually insane. So Flesh Eater gave us 110 in points. Now, what do? Because we need a final board, right? But we need that final board to be dex. We also don't need damage over time because damage, like the Wither board doesn't work for what we're doing. So we either take the Bloodbath board because the Bloodbath board has, let's pull this up. Like it's actually really cool on Mobalytics. I can always see it. So the Bloodbath board has 74 dexterity. Here you get, like, just FYI, this is how you can see it. So you get Blood Beget, 64 dex, Bloodbath, 74 dex, and the actual, like, the board I used before, the Cult Leader board has also 74 dex. Okay. So if I would now use the Bloodbath board, I could take the damage reduction, I could take the damage while fortified and life resistance. I would have overpower, which is useless, and damage while fortified. While I could also take the overpower damage, useless, and damage reduction while fortified. So that's actually good, the damage reduction while fortified. They're nice. Now, if I take the Bone Graft board, we would get critical strike damage, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. You would get bone damage, which is useless, but we get the dexterity. We have damage reduction, and we have resistance. Okay? And you technically could take critical strike chance up here. How do you pronounce your name correctly? You say pony like a pony and Hoff like the Hasselhoff. And if we take the Blood Begets board, we could get Blood Orbs grant 10% damage up to 50%. But how do we make Blood Orbs? Because that's the problem. I could now kick out a skill, right, to actually play Corpse Tendrils. But if I kick out a skill to make Corpse Tendrils for Blood Orbs, that kind of stinks. Well, we could put in skill points for hitting an enemy with Blood Skills has a chance to spawn a Blood Orb. But, like, we're not really using Blood Skills, so that's not a thing. We could go Corpse Consumption for Blood Orbs, but that's also not a thing. I would have to have, like, a random lucky hit chance for Blood Orbs. It's, like, the only thing I have, right? How many Whispers you need to make a character 60? 27. So right now, the best thing I see is the Bone Graft board. I don't witness a better option than Bone Graft. And that kind of, I hate that, right? I hate that. Bone Graft seems like the most feasible option because it just has all the dexterity you want. Right, it has all these juicy dexterity points that you can take. Right, it has the damage reduction in the middle that you can take. It has the life on the side that you want to have. It's stupid. Take the resistance or leave it. This would give us all the resistances we wanted, right? I mean, I could even go up here, which is so weird, right? To weasel myself out another... I mean, at end of the day, it's crit chance. We get another 81.4% critical strike chance with this now. I mean... why not, I guess? But why not? Anyone feel like that's kind of crazy and shouldn't be a thing? How many tunes do you have? I have every character to 60 this season. And every character to Torment 4. And every character to Pit 75 at least. So the thing we would have to do now is we'd have to reset the Masterwork on this blade to hit the Titan's Fall 2 times. Right? That would be my job number 1 now. to increase my damage even further. Titans Fall. If I don't hit that, then I'm gonna cry like surely. Most reasonable behavior. Titans Fall. Titans Fall. Thank you. Oh wow, that's actually nice. So we get Titans Fall to 10 ranks. That's a big damage boost. Do you play off stream a lot? Not at all. I don't have time. Everything you see, so every single level stream, every single like plan we're having, everything we're doing, it's all like we get it here. So we have the Druid perfected, we had the Barb live, right? The Barb endgame, the Necro Speed Demon today, we get the Rogue leveling into the Rogue endgame, the Sork leveling into the Sork endgame, the Spirit Board into the Spirit Board endgame, the Druid into the Druid, the Necro. So that has been my last 2 weeks now, right? Everything is there. For Opticide farming, still reset strong room is best. Yeah, it's still the jump through the boss layers. We uploaded the video today on like best farms, and it's like a mix of going into Legion events and obviously doing the strong rooms. Last thing I need right now to boost my damage is like more attack speed. If I can get more attack speed, we're king. Now I'm happy because like we're chunking nicely. Sir, could you please come closer to the apex of destruction here? Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Strong room is great. Strong room gives you 2,500 Opticide for one strong room. And if you're doing the strong room boss layer bug, so the strong room boss layer bug is open up a nightmare dungeon. And then instead of going into said nightmare dungeon, you will teleport yourself to boss layers. And for some obscure reason, the boss layers will actually have strong rooms in them. Some of them. And then you just travel from boss layer to boss layer to boss layer, because boss layer is obviously easy to knock out, and get yourself those strong rooms. The bug should have been fixed with the last patch. It didn't get fixed with the last patch. I was loath to recommend this as an actual farming strategy because it was supposed to get fixed, but they failed to fix it, so now I don't give a damn anymore. I mean, it makes Opticide farming so much easier. We're 3 weeks in. People are already looking to like max their stuff. I mean, the people that play right now, either people that don't have much time, or the people that really tried to get like the triple masterworks and thing. And like the people that try to get the triple masterworks, they just want to know how to cut any quarter possible because they're gonna already spend so much time masterworking. So you know what? Like, take the bug, leave the bug, use it, don't use it, however you feel. That's totally up to you. Time is my issue, so I love it. Exactly. Like I'm only here to inform you about things, right? What you do with this information is up to you. I mean, it's kind of the same with the dupe materials that I am buying myself, right? I buy dupe materials from dupe material traders. Yes, like everyone does. I'm sorry. Like leave it or take it, whatever you want to do with that information, right? But it's obviously everyone buys dupe materials to have more fun in the game because time is a limited commodity. Like if you don't want to do it, that's fine. Blizzard knows everyone is doing it. Blizzard is trying to stop the dupes. FYI, they just failed to. Like Blizzard does not know how the dupers are currently duping. At least not that one dupe for the boss materials, it seems. So like they seem to be unable to close that. They know it's happening. They are actively working against it, but they don't seem to find a way how to close that one. Oh, this is an absolute horrible pit here right now. Because we just cleared this whole room, right? We killed everything off name, apart from like the two shitters here. And there is not enough minions spawning. Let's hope there's at least some more up in this corner, but I fear we're gonna have one of these shitty ones where I have to pray that he just pushes it over. Now, this seems bigger than expected, chat. We might be lucky. Oh, there's gonna be one of these shitty ones where it's like it's gonna take ages to push it over. We'll see. Let's kill the last X dudes here available. Come on, you're all dead now. Oh, yikes. Frederick, you gotta die as well. Oh, wow. If Dave is not pushing this over now, I'm gonna be... Dave's not pushing this over, Chad. Big yikes. Francis? Francis, is it you? Nope. We gotta go back. Yay. Bigger than expected is something you'd wish you heard more in your life. We're talking bank accounts, right? It's always bank accounts. Or we're talking bank accounts. The big bank accounts. Okay, let's see how much we're doing for that pit 80 guy now. I want to see the big damage, chat, because we know we can deal it. Okay, let me actually do some corpse explosions because I haven't actually done that. 12 billion, chat. Oh my god, double digits. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We get it. Because I completely forgot that I actually play Flesh Eater. So Flesh Eater is again 40% bonus damage if you consume the corpses. I just always forget that I have Flesh Eater. We died to the fire, by the way. Unfortunate. We need more damage reduction. It's like we're playing this at minimal damage reduction right now, which is maybe somewhat questionable. I wish they would give us a bit longer timer on the Flesh Eater. But yeah, so we went up to double-digit billions, chat. We've from 5 to 13, 15, 16 billion now. That's actually pretty good. I'm quite happy about this. More to come. Any new class added in the future? Yes, absolutely. What we're getting is hopefully a priest. I was looking for a priest. You know, holy priest, not paladin, right? Everyone always asks for a paladin, but what about a priest, chat? Think about it. Like a holy caster kind of thingy that shoots a ray of sunlight into your face. You know? Get it? Holy caster. That'd be cool. Gotta wait for the next expansion though, in order to get that. My rings are okay-ish. I wish I could roll the maximum life away to get a... Wait, don't I... Wait. Because we only have 46.6% attack speed bonus, right? Do I not have... I mean, do I not have... I need to see if this is enough if I do this. Yeah, an angel, like, you imagine a priestess who could summon, like, angel companions, too. Oh, that wrong character, reluctant there. Crusader shoots ray of sunlight to your face. Yeah, but Crusader is so, like, everyone wants Crusader. And you know they are not going to give us Templar or Crusader, right? It doesn't matter how much we want it. We'll never get Templar or Crusader anytime soon. They are going to make something new for the sake of making something new. So let's at least hope it's Crusader adjacent, right? Because you know they're not going to make something, like, they're not going to do that. So a Valkyrie, exactly. I want something like a Valkyrie could be fine-ish. So if I take this item here right now, do I maintain enough shadow damage? Because right now we're sitting at 423%. Why is it only 423%? Because we lost the shadow damage from retempering. No way. That's unlucky. So if I would do this as well, I would actually lose even more shadow damage. So the retempering cost us the shadow damage that we needed for that bonus. We can't actually play you, my little friend. That means we need to change the crit damage here back to shadow damage. Yikes. Let's hope we can actually get it, or that would be bad. Poison. Cold. Cold. Shadow. Thank you. Because otherwise you're not sitting at the full value of the, like, 450%, right? Okay, so I need a ring with attack speed. Do I not have an attack speed ring? I think I had one. Rings. Boom. That would cost me intelligence, and I would dislike that, but it is what it is. Because I would reroll the... Well, yeah, I mean, we could reroll the fire resistance to intelligence, technically. But practically, I would want to have crit chance there, right? And this would give us then ultimate cooldown reduction. And first things first, shadow damage. Poison. Cold. Poison. 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 Cold. Cold. I didn't want shadow damage anyways on that item, right? Like, who wants shadow damage? Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, look! Who wants to go on an adventure with me? Who? Do I have any owls in the chat? Shadow damage, good. Ultimate cooldown reduction. That would technically be better than this one because it has attack. Yeah. That was sacrifice bonuses. Okay, we're gonna kill that one. Sacrifice. So you need to be Torment 4 chat, but we're getting you in already. So I'm going to invite people. Give me your BattleNet. Luca, you're the first. Here, Luca is first, chat. We're going to do a Tribute of Ascendance. This one is for a Mythic item. So if you're lucky, you could get a Mythic from this. I have never seen a Mythic from it, but it is possible. So, let's see. Oh, Twitch is today slow. YouTube is popping, chat. Twitch hasn't even posted a single BattleNet ID. Congratulations, YouTube. Daniel, if you're faster than the others, you might be lucky. But this time, YouTube was quick as hell, you know? The disadvantage of multi-streaming for you. Oh, by the way, if you make it into my friend list, just invite yourself into my party. Okay, I'm sorry, we're full. I think, Luca, you were too slow. We got Nathan, Ace, and Nezra. We get you in. Let me masterwork this little beauty here at least once. So we want to hit the attack speed. Boom. So now I'm officially sitting at 67.1%. That's pretty good. I like that. We will actually masterwork the gloves fully. I think the masterworking them to 12 seems reasonable. Soul Rift duration. I mean, it's shit, but I'll take it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet up. Sorry for the person that did not make it. Apologies. Daniel, what do you think of my sword? Let's see, Daniel. Okay, so that's pretty weak. Only triple masterwork. The all stats is that's main. Like a triple greater affix is pretty nice. I like that. You get the core skills. I like that. Hydro damage only 137 out of 152% is pretty whack, to be honest. You need to pump those numbers up, kind of rookie numbers. Double greater affix, you meanie with a triple cooldown here too. It's pretty. I mean, that's pretty max roll here, as max roll as it actually goes. Lucky chance restore, the 12 hats, 2.9%. You get the 100 with the 7. Dude! The quad ophidian, you meanie. Oh, Luca, you don't have Vessel of Hatred. So, chat, whoever invited themselves, Luca couldn't join. He doesn't have Vessel of Hatred, so we need a fourth one. Someone come. 7 to core skills, pretty weak. Only 1 greater affix, honestly. Oh, that triple masterwork on the cooldown reduction. You little scummy sir. Okay, like, who was it in my friend list who didn't make it? Who did we invite again? Sorry. We had Luca, we had Snowboo. Snowboo didn't make it, chat. Snow. You didn't make it. Invite to party. Sorry, chat, Snow didn't make it. We wanted to, like, we don't want to exclude anyone. So I'm going to put in the Ascendant Mythic Tribute. And on we go. Let's go. I'm struggling to choose between Checo and Verglass. Where do you lean for Sorg? Definitely Harlequin Crest over Verglass. Because with the Harlequin Crest, you can be getting yourself the cooldown reduction to 1.5 seconds. And then with that 1.5 second cooldown reduction, you are able to permanently teleport. Right? So like I'm already able to also teleport quite some distance. But Sorg can obviously teleport more. Is there a big difference between tier 4 and tier 3 for getting mythics? Nope. The mythic drop chance on all the bosses is exactly the same throughout all the tiers. There's no more, there is no less. Playing with a bunch of sorcerers with 0-second teleport is interesting. See, like, I gotta go, like, again, I gotta go a certain way. So I gotta... Right, go where there's door openings and everything. And Sork is just like, I will just teleport over that door. You know? But hey, I can keep up. I don't feel completely inadequate. See? My travel speed is great. So let's see what we're getting, ladies and gentlemen. Is one of us getting a mythic? Like, do you want to put money on it, chat? Do you think one is actually going to get a mythic? Robbed once. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, I got one. Let's go. Woo! The chosen one. They're nice. They're nice. It's not that we need it, but we got it still. Okay, chat. That was cool. Here, we're posting it. Air of Petition with movement speed, actually pretty weak. So thank you, Snowboo, Nathan, Lanasra. Appreciate it. That was a good run. We get ourselves a spark. Hey, chat. I think we get ourselves a spark. Congrats. But that means I think I can do another one. Should we open it? Oh, nice. A melted heart of Selic. Let me just start crying. And we get another one. A ring. Well, since I got like here, that's my collection, chat. My collection. What can I say? Let me see how I would feel about going through a dungeon here with that Necromancer. Okay? How would we vibe? How much? And at this point, it's hard for me to get good items, right? Like, again, what kind of item would I need? I would need to get a goddamn Even Piercer Amulet with 2 greater affixes. That would be then better than what I have, right? I would need a max rolled aspect of the Inexorable Reaper, so that would also help me. I mean, it's good enough, but it could be better. I wonder if I even have the right sacrifice bonuses. Double checking. Not that I have the wrong sacrifice bonuses the whole time. We're still checking Diablo.trade if someone ever responds. Is Soul Rift better than Bone Storm? I mean, Bone Storm is trash, so yeah. The only way how you make Bone Storm good is usually pumping a lot of aspects into it. And the main reason we're playing Soul Rift is because Soul Rift actually provides us with bonus, resource right now. Okay. Bonus resource, always good. And it makes our enemies vulnerable. So that's like the easiest source of vulnerable that you... Wait, it still makes enemies vulnerable, right? I'm for sure. It's usually the easiest source of vulnerable that Necromancer has, because otherwise you're like relying on other sources of vulnerable, and that somewhat stings at times. I just jumped over that thing, by the way, accidentally. See, Sork, I can teleport around too. You're not the only one. I'm cool, Mom. Look at me. 2,500 Opticite. Dankeschön. And a greater affix item. Soul Rift super strong with seasonal bonuses too. Well, I mean, Soul Rift is like sadly okay at this point. They nerfed it. The biggest issue is that what they did to my boy Soul Rift leads to us probably in the next season having an issue with Barrier. Because they nerfed Barrier, and the only way how we're getting enough Barrier is over... using the Bottled Wind Arcana. But if I don't have a Bottled Wind Arcana, what am I going to do then? Right? What am I going to do if I don't have a Bottled Wind Arcana? By the way, this is a reasonable good speed for Necro. I like that. We're going places. Do you want to join Strong Room Spam? No, I'm cool, thank you. We're just trying out things. Like I'm trying to figure out how much I like the version of this build, right? So we want to masterwork some. We want to get some Forgotten Souls. We want to get some Opticite to like fully masterwork my gear. We want to maybe find like another good ring or something like this, to just go in places, you know. But mainly it's about finding out how much do we actually enjoy this build. Right, how much is the build really something cool? And how much do I need, especially in terms of cooldown reduction and everything? Because as you can see, I have my teleport kind of often, and I'm not sure if I do even want it more, right? Well, what do you think? Do I need even more cooldown? I mean, sure, it would be great if I had this, like if I had the aspect at 3.5 seconds, because then I really have like 0 downtimes on it. But right now, with the cooldown you have already, or with the with your lucky hit chance and everything, it's kind of like popping often enough. Oh, that's another strong room. That's lucky. Oh, I have GA attack speed on the gloves. Thank you. I found one. Like they're actually, these gloves are perfect. They have everything I need. Couldn't get better gloves if I wanted to. I mean, my crit chance is also, what are we sitting at? We're sitting at 87.9% crit chance. Seems to be pretty decent to me, right? I mean, I'm 248 Paragon points in, and I can't take anything more in the Paragon tree as well because I'm fully maxed out. Can't really do more at this point. So right now, if I didn't have the Bottled Wind Arcana, I would probably die at times. Because you just don't lucky hit enough anything. Bit sad. Wow. The moment you have all the swiftness modes in the world, you can't really, like, teleporting is not an option. Have you played one of these strong rooms, chat, where you actually get the swiftness mode into the swiftness mode into the swiftness mode, and you can't actually... You're moving too fast for your own good? Meow. When too fast is a thing. There's more swiftness. More swiftness! Need more swiftness. Don't have enough swiftness. So, by the way, for the people that missed it, we managed to go up to almost 20 billion damage with our Shadowblight, which is actually crazy. I'm not sure where we're pulling that out of our butt right now. And we're not even done yet to fully max it out, so that's kind of nice. Is the amulet new? You mean the even piercer amulet that we're playing? No, the amulet is not new. The amulet has been in the game since forever. It's just that we finally can play it in a meaningful way together with all the other multipliers since they changed the aspect of decay. So what they did is they made the aspect of decay, this one now, be a stacking bonus. So what it says is that it does increase the damage of your Shadowblight by 70% in a 6-second window. And as often as you can trigger it, as often the damage gets increased. So if we manage to spam so much shadow damage that your Shadowblight keeps like pop, 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 ultra triggering, then you can have it 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, and up to like 500% damage bonus. Right? Is there a video already of this build? Yes, there is already a video of this build, but we have, like, this is the new version that's running a bit different aspects and a bit different stuff, bit less damage reduction, and I'm currently trying to make up for that. I'm not sure, and I will want to try out a new, we could try out a new Arcana and a new Heraldric Jewel. So there are a few things I need to try out. Problem is that there is just not that much to use, right? So you have a limited amount of cool things to go for. Throw your things at everything to get more cooldown reduction. So we can jump further. There's another strong room waiting for me. Okay, so alone from this dungeon, we have 7,500 Opticite, plus whatever Opticite we picked up from our enemies anyways. Did you upload the guide for the Teleport Necro? Well, it is the old guide, but we have new things. Like my gloves are, for example, playing Lucky Hit Chance for resource now, because we're actually playing the Quox rune. That's something new we're trying currently out. Quox with Ahu. I'm not entirely sure about that change yet, if Ahu rune is really something I like. Is this hardcore viable? I mean, I would play minions as a Necro in a hardcore to put like a gap between me and the damage, aka the minions, right? So Necro generally hardcore viable, yes. I wouldn't necessarily go for the Shadow build. It's not that we die often, but it's that we can die because we're like, this is not the tankiest version of Necro that is available, right? Necro has vastly better tanky options. Is that? Technically, though, yes, you could also put like a Blood Mist in here for an oh shit button. But then again, Blood Mist in here as an oh shit button would be kind of like weakening you severely, as we get 32% more damage for every shadow skill in our skill bar, right? We get six shadow skills in our skill bar, and that's the damage multiplier alone our amulet is providing us. It's insane, isn't it? Okay, so we're at 6 attunement. Thank you. I want to say, where's the goddamn boss? Like, the bosses in here, they can't even take, like, my damage to go up to multiple billions because they don't survive long enough to take the damage scaling. Fairly new player, you're still unsure which item to be and to run. If you're not even level 60, you pretty much just run what's on the floor. When if you watch a level stream, we just pick up whatever drops and then we just use that as our vehicle to level faster. I just attacked the wall. Great. Me cooldown reduction nerds. Don't sever too close to walls. Sever somewhere around walls. In the middle of a room would be preferable. Let me pick up that stone carving. This is a really good champion's demise. Oh, I needed to kill you, lads. Sorry, I forgot that you had to die. Wait, was there always a Kathar here? Wasn't there a tree here? I'm pretty sure there used to be a tree here. If when I get to 60, which video should you watch? Depending on what character you want to play. I mean, Necro with minions. If you play Necro, minions are the easiest way to get further in 60 in the beginning. I mean, with minions, you can pretty much just walk into Torment 2, right? Without a single issue. Okay, we are gonna do corpse explosions this time. If Astaroth has enough HP, 1, 2, 3. If he has enough HP to let us do corpse explosions. So finally, he has enough. Oh, there was 12.8 billion. He couldn't take that. Sorry, chat. He couldn't take a billion there. Just pooped over. Yeah, I don't want the vials. They're useless. Leave me alone. Okay. Useless. Sever no longer. No, that wasn't. We're still hoping to get the sever aspect as even lower than we have. Ooh, attack speed. That's critical strike chance. So we could get even more attack speed, chat. I mean, what we technically should try is to get the 3 Masterworks on Reaper's Pursued. But I really don't want to start with this because I'm just going to start crying if I do that. Right? It's going to be a continuous wine fiesta of Mr. Ponyhoff just being like, it didn't work again. Would make me a severely miserable gentleman. I am unable to get the inexorable Reaper lower. I mean, 5 seconds is already kind of low because it's 13.5 to 3.5. Quite the range of motion, right? Okay, we get the double masterwork here. We get the single masterwork there. We get a single masterwork on the side. And we get the masterworks here on the side too. Well, we want to get this further up anyways. Come here, my friend. Come here, my friend. Took 200k Opticide to hit 3 on Even Piercer. Exactly. Like, I really don't wish to sit through that misery. The funny part is we have 10 Paragon points that we can't even spend, chat. So I can, like, weasel out more vulnerable damage there, right? It's kind of like, what do we do with these now? Here, damage. There's nothing for me to take really much. Nothing meaningful exists. Because I've taken everything. How do you teleport? I have the sever aspect called Inexorable Reaper. That teleports you forward. With sever. Now, you don't need that for the pit. For the pit, it's pretty much just a little speed prank, making you slightly faster. But in higher level pits, you're anyways going to be standing AFK at your opponents, holding down your attack speed button. I'm standing here and holding down the attack speed button and just spamming my thing, not really moving. Oh wow, I just saw 10 billion damage again, chat, and that's like just with normal mobs. So without me actually going for corpse explosion. It's actually crazy. Oh, there's another 18 billion. You see that? Another 18 billion. Cool. The advantage of this build is the longer enemies survive, okay, the more damage you'll deal. The longer enemies survive and the bigger the pack is. Because as I said, like, Shadowblight triggers when an enemy takes 6 times shadow damage, right? But if I now have a lot of enemies that have a lot of HP and that survive a lot of time, what happens is that I just trigger an unholy amount of Shadowblights. But all these Shadowblights, they just push the damage of each Shadowblight higher. So if you're actually playing a pit and you have like a stack of mobs here on each other, that's perfect, right? You want to have as many mobs stacked on top of each other. You even want to pull half the dungeon actually, because that would be better for you, as if half the dungeon is pulled, there's just again more monsters that take more Shadowblight, that trigger more Shadowblight, that then have the Shadowblight like trigger into each other, and then that 60 or 70% damage bonus is more gonna end up with like 1,000% damage bonus, right? And if you have 20 minions, and each minions per second takes like a couple of Shadowblight takes, and suddenly, right? That's where you're seeing the high billions of damage. For a shadow damage crit build, right? Considering that I use a board right now for bone skills, like don't forget, chat, that we're using a bone skill board without the legendary Paragon node. Because it's useless. Who would have guessed that that's a thing? Oh, 19 billion, come on. We're working on... Did we see a 20 billion already, chat? Or did I just imagine that in that one boss find? Oh, 21 billion. 25! Chat, 25! Yeah, that definitely went places. Please come here, my friends. Please, everyone closer. Everyone come closer. 1, 2, 3. Corpse explosion. Don't forget to do that in between. That's just silly how the damage like actually works in the build, right? So for this one, you gotta though be a bit more active of like really pulling everything together, right? So if you're playing the pit, like you go like one Shadowblight, haha, 2 Shadowblights, haha, and you slowly pull like everything in an area together to like just have many targets for your shit. Because the more targets you have for your shit, the more damage you just efficiently do. Makes every Shadowblight proc so much more dangerous. Please, everyone, together here. It's actually bad for you when things die, because there's only one guy left who gets the shadow damage, right? You want all of these guys together. Still wonder if the Cry rune would be better than the Thule rune. Because right now I have Thule to freeze them together. But I wonder if I could use Cry to just automatically pull them every 2 seconds as well. Because if I do that, I could change my chest to a different item. Should we try that out? So Thule is good because it's freezing and it freezes the enemies in place, right? So that's nice. But I'm still like kind of forced to then pull enemies together, right? So I still have to get them like all to converge somehow. And I don't need the vulnerable because that's already what the thing is doing for me. What changes have up the damage the most? More attack speed. Like, I mean, like, the simplest change is more attack speed, because the more attack speed you have, the better it is. Surprise. What are you using the Vortex rune? That's Cry. Cry is the Vortex rune. See, like, so now you're spamming the boss. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit, doorbell. Fuck, I need to die. Sorry. So, sorry. That was important because it was stuff for the Lady Hoff. stuff with the Lady Hoff. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Explode the corpses. Oh, also, what was the biggest damage gain, chat? Me remembering that I'm actually playing Flesh Eater. So you're playing that Paragon node, okay? That you can 1, 2, 3 explode. And you also need to 1, 2, 3 explode that Paragon. Like, you know, for 40% more damage. And I kind of forget that I'm playing that. So, yeah. That helped. To then make your damage go from the... We also need to get rid of Variana because I think I can get more damage. So like there's the high billions, and the fun part about the high billions is, so once you actually hit the high billions, you hit all the high billions, okay? So what's gonna happen is like you trigger the damage, right? And it's like, see that if I hit 10 billion, it's gonna trigger at least another, like here, there you see, like this was like 200 billion damage now, right? Because it's that moment where all the Shadowblights trigger at the same time. But then I'm getting like 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. So right? That's where the damage then instantly goes like... Brrr. And we still have to level up Glyph so much more. Mm-hmm. Okay, what can we do different now? So, Lady Hoff, let me first check. This Lady Hoff was getting... a pair of tiny earrings in green. Yeah. Oh, that's for later. Shiny in-game, shiny out-game loot. shiny out-of-game loot. Oh, finally a Ring of Mandalon, but with a low roll, so I'm not interested anyways. Okay, so the thought is that you currently have your Soul Rift, right? And your Soul Rift gives you damage bonuses, and your Soul Rift makes enemies vulnerable. Which is good. But that means we could kick the... Frost Nova out. We could play Cry. So what you could do is... So we can play Cry. Okay? Cry is the Vortex rune. If I play Cry, I don't need to play the Void Pull. If I don't have to play the Void Pull, I don't have to play the Chest. That's also an important part. So if I don't have to play the Chest, and I don't have to play the Pull, then I can play... Shroud, technically. Right? You want all stats, not life. Wonder how that would feel. I need to destroy something because I'm too lazy to farm materials right now. So I am going to destroy... Okay. So if I play that one now.
There is power in these stones. Well done.
That's who? That was Quox. The the amazing thing about this is I get another rank into Reaper's Pursuit with that, right? Another rank in Reaper's Pursuit makes me go from 32% damage per shadow skill up to 34% more damage per shadow skill. It also has me have a higher lucky hit chance for Barrier. It has you have even more damage here, so like you get even more armor and thorns. It's like really when it comes down to what you're actually getting on Necro, it's quite illegal. I mean, it's also more crit and like it's everything. So literally like it's also more sacrifice bonus. The damage gain on Necro is insane. Pretty much heavy illegal damage gain left, right, and center. Well, that's why I'm asking myself if this is just so much better than the chest. I would have to now take my base here, defensive. No, you know what? Let's just go with the instance because I'm lazy. Instance. And let's do another 85, just like we did before, right? Are you using the same build? No, this is slightly altered. So we're like, I wanted to take the actual build to the next level and vibe myself in what I could do to improve this. Oh, we forgot to change aspects. Oops. Now we're not having a curse. This is bad because we're missing the curse damage, and that is significant. So let's kill these lads quickly. So not having the curse is like a big damage minus. Because we're not getting the curse damage multiplier. We're not getting the curse cooldown reduction, as you can see. There's like many things that play a role there that you're missing out. Oh my lord, I just... Oh. Could I just die to leave the dungeon? I could just die to leave the dungeon. That's not the point. Okay. That's not the point. I just want to teleport out. You little shits. Absolute drastic haters. By the way, the cry is working really good of pulling things together. Right? Unless everyone is pulled together, then it doesn't do anything anymore. So we're also missing our vulnerable damage right now, unless we get the cooldown here. So, could you all just quickly succumb so I could put that back on? Did you say you changed the helm too? No. If I change the helm right now, I would be like, I need the aspects there. Okay? So if I change this, I still need to play the cursed aura aspect. Now you could say for pit pushing, okay? So if I'm actually pushing the pit, I don't need the teleport. And that is actually true, okay? If I'm pushing the pit, I might not need the teleport. Because again, in the pit, like you're mostly staying like here, static, right? Until things are dead. And then you're moving on. Okay, the basic idea behind the cry is that with the cry, we're continuously pulling enemies together, even the ones that get feared away. But I still feel like the actual blight was better. Because the cry pulls enemies together, but not as close as the aspect of the void does. Because the aspect of the void does not only pull enemies together, it kind of keeps bunching them together. It has like a center of gravity that pulls everyone right in one space. But I like the vortex, but like the vortex doesn't really pull them like close at some point. It pulls them like somewhat close. Not unhappy, but I'm also not like happy. Right? Kind of works. I mean, one thing the Shroud does is it just gives me so much more area. That's what's actually really good at. He said that and almost died. The important part is that you also need the barrier or you're not pulling things together, because we are playing the Cry Neo combo, and Cry Neo needs you to not take damage for XXX seconds, right? So I need to not take damage in 4 seconds to trigger it. So that does mean I need to actually barrier up the whole time. But if I then like teleport Reaper in, it would be interesting playing the Cry Rune and the Aspect of the Void. So like you pull together from distance and you be mean to them. The double trouble. Get them all. The outfit on the shop Necro is good. Which one? I need to check. I haven't looked in the shop. I spent enough Blizzard bucks this season already. Wonder who actually pays so much money for these skins. Anyone of you actually buying skins, Chad? Honest question. No judgment. Just the standard like, oh wow, really? And then you don't even have a Prime sub? Yikes. No, but seriously. Can I show the equipment? We can show you the updated things that we have done. I mean, we're still fine-tuning, okay? Still fine-tuning of how we want to have this and which rune combo will turn out the best. I mean, the Quox rune definitely works out, so I'm not mad about trying that. Quox rune was a good change, but I feel we did the dungeon faster, Chad. Did we do the dungeon faster with the Aspect of the Void, or am I just imagining things? Okay, that should have never actually frozen us. I feel like we did. So that one guy's just not being pulled in. Tried to pull him in, but he's just refusing. Yeah, I feel like Void did it faster. We also cleared everything here, and we can't jump into the next part of the dungeon, so we actually have to backtrack. Yay. Love to see it, chat. Love to see it. You're pretty much like one pack of mobs away from jumping into the next part. But you don't know which magical mob pack you're looking for. There, that was it. Hello, Mr. Bramble. Yeah, boss damage is just good, right? So boss damage I'm like not the slightest worried about. It's just popping like crazy. Finally, damage over time Necro that's actually insane in boss damage and not bad. Because usually damage over time is like good for masses of mobs. But when you're trying to kill a boss, it's just not good for that. But this is like the exact difference, right? Where you're actually good for bosses. And good for single mobs too. You're just good for everything. Okay, 85. 85 is plus ones with 100%. Like, I'm just... 76 all the way. The Spectral Sentinel set, but for Necro. Let me check that. Spectral Sentinel, but...
Traveler, let us continue.
Oh, you mean these? The one that I have on right now. Yeah. I mean, I obviously bought all the Spectral Sentinel sets. Who do you take me for? I have to say, though, as cool as the Spectral Sentinel is, the OG is just better. I just like the helmet of the OG more. So if you're actually taking the Spectral Sentinel and then you're just equipping that helmet, I also do find the gloves better. So here, these gloves are just better. Can argue about the pans because like there's at least spectral stuff here happening in the pans, right? Also go for the standard color scheme. So it's like the mix makes it. So what are we playing? Okay, so we are running on the here. Consecutive Shadowblight key passives deal a lot of damage. That's what you want to have. And we have the Inexorable Reaper on here with armor. That's actually kind of important to get us up. We get this on a 43%. It could be better. I mean, the only reason you're actually playing it is for crit chance and for the damage multiplier. Then we have new gloves with maximum attack speed and a lucky hit chance to restore resource with attack speed here and attack speed there. We sacrifice bonuses and shadow damage bonuses. You need Reaper's Pursuit, triple masterwork, preferable, obviously. We're trying to get 100% attack, like 100% crit chance. We're at 84.3. I wonder, is in town the 15% attack crit chance factored in? Because this is 81% with that. Is it factored in town? Factored in town. So it would be 70% without. I like that to 84. We get currently the Decrepify aura, and then we have it. So again, the aspect of the, like the Sever aspect might not be needed for pit pushing, but for every other piece of content. And yeah, the goal for the build, in case you, like as chat is explaining right now, is to consecutive hits with a Shadowblight key passive deal 67% increased damage for each hit, resetting after 6 seconds. But, and how does Shadowblight trigger now? So Shadowblight says, Shadowblight inflicts enemies with Shadowblight for 2 seconds. Every 8th time an enemy receives shadow damage, they get hit by Shadowblight. So now, we need to hit an enemy 8 times with damage over time. But you're pretty much, every blight hit is shadow damage, and then you're hitting them with shadow damage from the shadow damage over time. And then your soul rift is also doing shadow damage, but it actually sucks the soul twice, so it's like double shadow damage. So these are all instances of shadow damage. And if you fight 8 opponents and soul rift triggers, and then like at the same time, you're going to deal 10 instances of Shadowblight, right? And then you're going to do 10 instances again, and 10 instances again, and then pop, 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 pop. And then suddenly, consecutive hits with Shadowblight key passive, it's like pop, 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 right? And that's how you then have like 20 stacks in a row. And it goes, and the enemy just explodes. I mean, here for Belial, for example. Hello, Mr. Belial. Nice to meet you there. When we activate this, and then you just spam the Shadowblight, right? And look at the damage, how it's just propagating outwards. So I could just stand here. I'm preferable just keep spamming, and he just dies to that, right? He just goes like billions, 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 billions. And he doesn't even have the HP to take the maximum damage, right? He doesn't even have the HP to take all the damage that I could deal to him. And we're sitting at pretty much 20 to 30 billion now without this maximum masterwork. If Reaper's Pursuit would now be maximum masterwork, that would be 2 or 3 more ranks. I think it's 16 ranks to Reaper's Pursuit then. And this would lead to me doing 42% multiplicative more damage per shadow skill in my barn. Right now, it's only 34%. You heard Ryan. Only 34. It's kind of sad. It's 16, right? For 3. Yeah. It's actually then it's 40 with the Shadowfall staff. So then it's 40. It's pretty elite. No lie. And even if you're not stacking like the Shadowblight crates, you're still doing more than enough damage to be a menace, right? It's like the important part. Like, I am not stacking the crates here right now, right? I'm not getting the insane super wombo combo dibble dibble dabble dabble whatever. But even for the normal critters, for the normal style of content, you're doing more than enough menacing damage. That's important, right? Because if this would only work if the enemy actually has a lot of HP because you're stacking this up. No, you're already doing enough, right? And then she comes and boop, boop, boop. 1, 2, 3. Can even like explode 3 corpses if I want to. And down with her. And now the only thing I could need is like another Ebon Piercer. I mean, we could try to kill some Grégoire's the Galvanic Saint and see if he actually poops out another Ebon Piercer. But you know how likely those chances are, right? Now for this content though, if I was farming the Helltide, right? Actually having the teleport is quite nice. You want to have your Severed Teleport go on. So any piece of content but the pit it's useful for. And for the pit, I would probably swap boots then to Void Pull. You know what? Should we try one with Void Pull and... We'd probably try that, right? If we play... Cry and Void. That should probably work. Let's see. So, like, just for the dungeon, use Void. Get a second set of boots if I feel like it. Don't have to get a second set of boots. Right now we can finish like an 85 within in 10 in 5 minutes. So we could do at least a pit 90. That's pretty good for a Necro, right? So we pull things together with a cry and then we trail them along with the Shadowblight, right? And this is what I meant about the Shadowblight, why it's so OP. Because the aspect of the Void just pulls things like in the middle, right? But clumps them up. Like, look how close they are to each other. So they're all like sitting in my little bubble of like Void damage there. Like, right? In all my bubble of Blight damage. And they're getting like kind of bibbity bounce from the left to the right. And that's something that the Cry Rune just simply can't do for you. And why you get so much damage. Because again, you want all of them to be together and like take the maximum amount of shit. Right? But the Cry kind of helps me to pull everyone in position. And then with the aspect of the Void, I just squeeze them tightly. You know? Squeeze them tighter together. Yeah, it kind of reasonably works here right now. See, like, how the Cry now just pulled them from the outer rims? Kind of good. I like that. I actually like that. The priority quest, Crater of Lost Souls. What? Don't you just ignore that priority quest, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, I'm so much faster. Look at the timer, chat. Holy. This is it. It's not either or. It's both. The solution was there all the way, chat. We don't have to choose. We just play both. It was there all along. Especially like a big room like this where I pull everything and then I just pull even more. And then I pull the guys from the sidelines. Yeah, I like it. I'll keep abusing that. Poison, you have to ask that question in a second again because you just wrote such a long sentence. Okay. And then I'll just see what you wrote there. That was a long sentence. Okay. By the way, Sven, thank you for the 3 months of support. Sorry if I missed that before. Thanks for spending your Prime sub here. Also, I will not read that out aloud, you German scoundrel. Yeah, this is faster to boss now. The fastest to boss we've had of all the fast to boss, right? And the only thing we changed was our rune somewhat combination. So definitely Cry alone, not good enough. Cry and Void, pretty fantastic. And the big advantage of Void is that it prevents enemies from running away feared. So the problem is that your soul sucking fears your enemy, fears the monsters around, which is, by the way, bullshit. Why would you play a soul rift to have enemies pulled together, only then to have your soul rift fear them out again, right? That's just stupid. Like that's the dumbest thing about like soul rift in general. We're already fighting for this like many seasons now. Be aware to kind of remove that from the soul rift portion, because why would you want your soul rift to fear outwards? No one ever asked for that, Blizzard, right? Like this is the worst change you've ever done to anything. Okay, great. We've killed everything, but we don't have enough. So I now need to find like one single opponent, 2, 3, 4 opponents to kill, and hopefully push us over to the boss. Thank you very much. Okay, that's almost like a 5-minute clear, Chad. Wait, can we kill the boss in 15 seconds? Come on, faster, faster. Not get forged. Faster, more DPS. Where's the DPS? I mean, there's the DPS, but still. Okay, we couldn't kill it in 20 seconds, guys. It took us 30 seconds. I'm sorry, I'm a failure. That was 30 billion. Woo! The first 30 billion, ladies and gentlemen. Done, done, and done. Very nice. And we could still level up our glyphs here meaningful to squeeze out even more damage. So, okay, so like let me scroll up. Poison. Could you help me with one doubt? I've started playing with my wife in PS5 and I only bought one expansion. We were playing co-op, but she isn't dropping unique items for her class. Do I need to buy another expansion and game for her account on PS Store? What? I mean, if she plays on her class, she should be getting the drops for her class. Are you playing couch co-op? Is couch co-op a thing? I don't even know. So I don't have a PlayStation 5. I don't know how it works with one version of the game, you know? It's just unlucky. See, you're here furious. That's how he and his couch co-op. That's how they and their wife play too. So Like, you have your answer, you're just unlucky. Thank you for sharing. I don't know how couch co-op actually works. I've never dabbled nor even looked at it, so I have no piece of words. Thank you for sharing. I could only say... Okay, then we have Press Lord. I'm curious on the difference in drops for Tormented layer bosses versus the normal version. I assume that running Tormented versions every Tormented tier. Okay, so you can't run them non-Tormented. Every layer boss is Tormented, and the further you go up, the more items they drop. So a Torment 1 boss drops less items than a Torment 4 boss. And technically, a Torment 4 boss should also drop more greater affixes, but that's a lie. Okay? That's a lie. They don't drop more. It's a hoax. Scam. Scam. Couch co-op is buggy, but I always play as the lead account and have the expansion. My wife only issue is she plays the same bar build every season and complains when she doesn't do damage. Yeah? Okay. I can see that. Like, I'm not even mad to read that. You get the consistency, sir. You just gotta find ways to make her build work. Like, that's on you, Furious. I'm just gonna find ways to make it work. Seriously. Poor guy. See, now this is a Torment 4 boss, okay? Look what he dropped. He dropped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items, and none has a greater affix. In my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen, one of these items has to be a greater affix. I'm in Torment 4. There should be a guarantee. Because at this point, you have reached the stage where anything that's not greater affix is just useless, right? It's not that I don't want them, it's they're just straight up useless. They don't do anything for me anymore. So second boss now, right? Again, not a single greater affix item. Great. At least we're getting Belial, and that's the thing. Now that I get Belial, I could then kill Big Belial to actually get greater affix items. But where's that the gameplay loop, right? I mean, like, actual ambush Belial drops more greater affix items. Fantastic. Not that I need them, but thank you. So that is something that they need to really fix, address. And it used to be different. Normal lair bosses used to drop greater affix items. Like, if I needed something from Duriel, I farmed Duriel. Okay, third one, chat. No greater affix. Let's see how many we have to kill to actually get a greater affix, okay? How many Grigoires would I have to kill to get a single greater affix item? They want to force us to run Belial. That's the thing, right? They want to force us to run Belial, but then ambush Belial should almost be guaranteed to appear. Because if the ambush Belial is not guaranteed to appear, I'm going to be senselessly farming lair bosses I don't want to kill just to get Belial. I mean, in 4 bosses, we had also 1 Belial now. Keep that in mind, right? Bring all these items back to the fray. Go again. I'm new to Diablo. I've been following your guides and breezing through tier 2, but struggling in tier 3. What should I focus now to improve and push to tier 3 and then tier 4? Jo, we actually have a full video on that, like an actual progression guide through the game, in case you haven't seen it, for Season 9, that explains everything step by step by step. Not only do we have that, If you are new to Diablo, you need to farm your reputation in case you haven't done this. This is mandatory. This is not even a discussion. You need to get your reputation up for the bonus Paragon points, for the bonus skill points, or you're going to be lacking behind. Just saying, in case you haven't actually done this now. And you need to find the Altars of Lilith, because the Altars of Lilith are giving you permanent stat boost. Alone, that will already make your character stronger. I think Belial and Torment 4 should be guaranteed if I manage to kill the boss fast enough. Chat. I mean, if they don't up the chance for a normal layer boss to drop greater affix items, because again, no greater affix item, right? So if they don't up the chance, and if they don't up, then Belial has to be guaranteed if I kill him fast enough. And I don't think that's even a discussion. That's number 6. Still no greater affix item. And people wonder why you buy materials, right? You didn't farm the Altars of Lilith. The Altars of Lilith are 52 to all stats. So intelligence, dex, willpower, strength. And that bonus stat helps you to also hit your Paragon nodes, that you actually activate all the rare nodes. So alone that is, it's such a substantial gain in power. It's number 7. Ow. Number 8. They have to increase the drop rate. You did that here, ladies and gentlemen. 1 item, and so 2 Belials, 2 Belials and 8 bricks. It's actually okay. So no, I don't think they need to update the drop chances of Ubers. No one needs Ubers, and there are enough ways to actually get Ubers. I mean, you can just make tons of new characters and you will get Ubers left, right, and center. So, like, I don't think the drop rate for Mythics should be tinkered with. People are just too used for Mythics. Right? Mm-hmm. Did we get a single even piercer? No, we didn't. Most of my mythics I get from here. That's how I get most of my mythics this season. I mean, you don't need mythics to make a single build work. Mythics make builds stronger, yes, but mythics are not needed. Therefore, they should remain a rare commodity. That some streamers always have mythics, that some people get lucky. That's just the matter of fact with low chances. I mean, what can we say, right? The chance is low, so if someone actually gets lucky, then he, in fact, got lucky. And if your friend has like 5 mythics with 5 boss tries, well, crazy.
Greetings. How shall I guide my hand? I've been starting from nothing.
But that's just me. I don't think mythics should be like a too prevalent thing. We got 888. We do have 4 husks, so let's actually kill 2 Belials now. Also, the drop chances for mythics wouldn't use you anything unless you're buying yourself dupe Belial mats, right? So the thing is, so you're all saying you want better mythic drop chances, right? But you're also using dupe Belial mats to farm your mythics right now. So if we take the dupe Belial mats out of the picture, like, people would farm mythics from shards. You would make yourself new characters, because the only reason you have these is because of the Belial mats. See, I could kill him before the poison touched me. Chat, that's how quick we could kill him. Amulet with 2 greater affixes. Oh my god, it's happening, chat. It's happening. Undertaker. Thank you for the second months of... Thank you for the 88 months of support. Jesus, Undertaker. Dankeschön, my friend. Now pretend that's not the case. Why Shadowblight D tier for bossing but S on endgame on max roll? Because max roll guides are not... So, you shouldn't take, and this is no shot versus max roll, but max roll is not like the authority for everything, you know? The tier list that they have is not like the holy grail, you know? They do have wrong things in there. Okay, Reaper's Pursuit and Gloom Chat. That's technically better than what I have. So now I need to try to masterwork this. Let's get it go. I do like my boys at max roll, right? But I often heavily disagree with their rating. You have to understand that a lot of their ratings are just for pit, okay? It's just like, this is good for the pit or this is not good for the pit. But they ignore things like felt power curve. How hard is it to get to that point? I mean, every tier list is telling you that Spiritborn is S tier. But in my humble opinion, in my personal rating, I wouldn't give Spiritborn more than D tier. Because it's so annoying to get Spiritborn to S tier. You know what's S tier? A Hydra Sork, obviously, which has an insane power curve. Pulverized Druid, insane power curve. Same goes, surprisingly, for Minion Necro. Minion Necro is somewhere like in B tier. But actually, Minion Necro has still one of the best power curves that's just really, 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 really fun to play. Right? That gets to power without a single effort. And these are way more interesting metrics than can it beat Pit 100? Well, what do I care if it beats Pit 100, right? I mean, you're literally getting an S tier build that can beat Pit 100. But you'll never get there. Let me tell you the truth. You personally will never get to that Pit 100. Because in order for you personally to get there, right, the things you'd have to do, unspeakable. The items you would have to grind, the masterworks you would have to hit. So you have a class that has a promise of power, but in order to reach that promise of power, yeah. Oh, this here right now is not hitting the good masterworks, that's for sure. We're out of materials. We need to farm, chat. We need to farm. Okay, let's swap to the inexorable Reaper again. And that's where I might be a bit averse to these tier lists. I mean, the amount of times I hear of people who gave something a try and then get disappointed because no surprise. And that's, again, no shot against max roll. That's why I made this tier list, chat. So in case you missed it, I tried to do the most thing for the casual I can. We made this tier list. It's called the Season 9 tier list. And it's pretty much a tier list that wraps together the actual power curves of these builds that are realistically reachable for someone who does not live in this game, right? And even for someone who, like me, plays the game a lot but doesn't want to sacrifice their family for making builds work, right? Probably the most casual of all our D4 creators that takes just the biggest chill pill. Your Necro sitting for 140k. with no Paragon points at 60. I mean, just get some Paragon points, get yourself the cult leader node, and your minions just go from we're cool to we're hitting for tens of millions already. Like, Necro with a few Paragon points, like 50 to 75, like, just jumps from Torment 1 to Torment 3 with minions. Now that I haven't, like, oh no, I have the cry, but I'm missing the void. I think it's okay to miss the void. Yeah, cry for farming, void for pitting. It seems to be right now the most reasonable way how to play this. Oh god, I'm so fast I can't click on the button, chat. I'm trying to click on that thing, but I was faster. I was zooting past it. Didn't clickety clackety. Good morning, Mr. Silvio. Good to see you there. Also, we get a little special for you today, guys. We'll leave the YouTube up for this time, for this too. We get a PC to unbox. I did actually get sent a PC, a new 2K gaming machine that I still have to set up, that we do have to do a sponsored stream with as well. But I actually wanted to set that whole thing up off stream. But I was kind of like, why wouldn't we do it together with you nerds? Get the whole thing sent out. Interesting that without like the void aspect, we're also struggling. We struggled here to hit the full attunement. Void aspect is just so good. It saddens me. I guess I would kick out the Shroud of False Death for non-pit purposes as well, because you're strong enough. So weird. Like, so if you're not pushing the pit, you don't need the shroud, because the shroud only gives you more damage for the pit. That's so weird. Because you can obviously over damage Torment 4, right? I don't need the damage that the shroud provides in Torment 4. I don't. It's too much. How stupid is that, Chan? Hmm? For the Shadowblight crit build, why run Blood Moon Breaches? Which pans could you run otherwise? I have a quiz for you. Okay? You're not running the Blood Moon Breaches that give you 50% more critical strike damage to enemies afflicted by your curse. What other pans would you run that do equivalent? Unsure, still learning. Ah, Blackbird. Then the answer is none. Sorry. So if you don't know the answer is none. There is just no other pans. Like, you could go for T-Bolt's Will, and T-Bolt's Will would give you more life, damage reduction, and everything, but it's also only a 20% damage multiplier. So if you're now feeling like that you do need more tankiness, then T-Bolt's Will is actually an option, because we're using the Arcana for Unstoppable, which makes me actually permanently unstoppable. So I am always unstoppable, which always would give me the T-Bolt's Will bonus, which always would give me the 20% bonus damage from T-Bolt's Will again. But it would only be 20% compared to 50%, and you might get max life and damage resistance, but you're losing 18% critical strike chance. And if it was a greater affix, it would actually not be 18% critical strike chance. If it was a greater affix, we would be sitting here at 6% critical strike chance, and therefore I would have 100% crit chance. That's a good thing. Like, chat, let's go here. Diablo.trade. Items. I want. Filter. Unique. Blood Moon Breaches. Stat group. Critical. Strike chance. In greater affix. Okay, so you want 10 billion for that. What's wrong with you? Here. It's another, that's the same guy? That's the same guy? Not even 50%. See, he wants 5 billion, but it's only 37. It's 40%. He wants only 500 million. See, that man is reasonable. Reasonable gentleman. See, this is what you're fighting against price-wise. He wants 1 billion. Look at him. That guy. That's a reasonable price for these pants. Everyone else wanting more is just wanting too much. Here, I wanted to buy something from someone who's online right now, but no one is online. Here, that man is online, but it's 37. I don't want 37. 46%. He's online. Let's see if I can write him. 46 offer. I'll give you 5 billion for it because I don't need 5 billion. Have any good Necro build for Infernal Hordes? This build for Infernal Hordes. I mean, you're pulling everything together. You're creating pools of shadow. You're destroying it all. So that. I mean, this is what I would use for Infernal Hordes farming. If you want to be lazy, you just play, if you want to be lazy, you play minions, because minions just allow you to go somewhat AFK. Right? What about Shroud? Shroud is being played, right? But again, you don't need Shroud. Harlequin Crest is useless. Doesn't do anything for you, to be honest. The Air of Perdition could be played, but again, you would be losing the aspect that you need. So if I play the Air of Perdition, for example, for 60% more damage, okay, possible. But if I do that, I would have to cut a 50% damage aspect. So in order to play the Air of Perdition, that gives me more damage. I would automatically have to play one less aspect because I would have to replace the aspect through like something else. And that would kind of suck, wouldn't it? Okay, is it bugged? Because I'm missing one animus. It's bugged, right? I got robbed. Have you tried doing speedruns on low tier pit Winston? What for? They're obviously low tier pit speedruns. I mean, so I watched this video and I almost threw up. And now, like, because it's so boring. Sorry. Let me show you the video I'm talking about. So the only reason to do low speedrun pits is obviously to get levels for 300 Paragon points. But who wants to get 300 Paragon points? Because if you wanted to get 300 Paragon points, like here. So there's this video from Mr. Rob. You might know Rob. He plays the game a lot. Vastly more than me. Like, I think the man has more enthusiasm from the game than I will ever have. I like the game, but I don't love the game, okay? So, this video here, where he demonstrates how they farm the pit, okay? So, they're playing Sorks, and what they're doing is they're doing pit 79s, okay? But that's literally what this is the gameplay, okay? Kind of fun, kind of not fun. The boring part about this is that that's the gameplay for the next hour, okay? So you do this, you go through the pit in, what is it? Like below a minute. Then you teleport out. Okay. And you teleport out. And then you do that again. And then you do that again. And then you do that again. And then you do that. And then you do that. And then you don't do anything else but that. Okay. That's it. That's how you grind to Paragon 300. I mean, sure, if you want to. Be my guest. But I don't want to. Only one class can do that. Well, if you go for Paragon 300, Joshua, you obviously take the most efficient thing because you're going to spend the most time. Right? So, like, yes, it's a nice and effective method, but do you really want to get 300 Paragon points that badly? Because that doesn't yell fun for me, personally, right? Again, getting every character to 60, getting the character to Torment 4, then doing my, you know, doing my Whispers to maybe get a cool drop, farming some bosses, getting some mats to get some mythics maybe, maxing one character out to beat Pit 100 and feel good that you've beaten Pit 100 like I did with my Druid, right? That does sound like fun to me. Yeah, doing that is asking for, like... You know what happens if you do this, chat? Listen. You know what happens if you do this? Let me show you what happens. So, you saw the video from Rob with the speed farming, okay? If you farm like that, what happens? Give me a second. We need to do our trade first. Get Mr. ESC in. Request to join party. You're about to transfer to the world. Transfer now. Thank you, sir. Where are you? Oh, you're in an infernal horde. Hi.
Greetings.
Greetings. I don't have hello.
Hello.
Hello. Request trade. Oh, he might have not picked up the item yet. That is 18%, 46. Add gold. 50000000. Confirm. Log in. Accept trade. Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. So what happens if you farm like this? Then this video happens. A message to Diablo 4 team from an heartbroken fan. That's what happens. You're done. Right? You officially crashed out. I will actually destroy this pens because I'm... Okay, so now with this critical strike chance pens... So yeah, like right now for speed farming, I would definitely Winston. I would do this because like you can. The biggest issue with the other Necro builds is you have to wait. Okay, so with the other Necro builds, it's all about like you're zooming forward. Okay, and then you wait for Blood Wave, and then you wait for whatsoever to trigger. Okay, whereas with this one, you're just running through. Like, for example, if I was now speed farming Pit 79, I would not play the Shroud of False Death. Unnecessary. I would probably just go for the Sever teleporting through, right? And you could play Shroud, and what you could do is you could put the damage aspect out. So you see that damage aspect here that gives me 50% damage? I could kick that out for Aspect of the Void. Let me actually put this on the glove. So, like, this might be now controversial, okay? So this is Aspect of the Void. This is the Curse aspect. This is the Sever for the teleport, and that would then be the Cry Rune to pull things together. And this Shadow damage aspect, we would kick out. Okay? We kick that out, because the Shadowblight is more important. The 50% Shadow damage, we don't actually need it. You know, it's the stupid thing. We wouldn't need it. We wouldn't need the actual 50% damage. So we could say, screw that damage, because why would we take that? And now you can teleport. You Cry Rune pulls things together, right? You spam, you go for the next. Pull things automatically together too. Teleport to the next. Hold down the button. Get them all to die. On we go. Wrong side of the map. Great. And obviously you'll never reach the proficiency of what Sword can. That's plain impossible. Because who wants to anyways be a Sword when he can be a teleporting Necro instead? That's probably what I would do if I was wanting to farm the experience there. Right? But then again, I really don't want to farm the experience. But if I had to make a choice, right? Like I want to get 300 Paragon with the Necromancer. That's what it would be looking like for me personally. It's also like the gameplay I enjoy, right? So holding down your button for Blight while then teleporting around the map is actually enjoyable. Right, we're doing, for example, the thing with minions. Like, I would crash out on minions after a while if I played them too long. I love my minions, don't get me wrong. Minions are great and they're fun for AFK content. But if you do something like the pit, where you rely on your dudes to actually hit something, and then they just refuse to hit something, and they just walk around like some bunch of like people that are blind. They walk around like blind people that don't know where to go. And then when there's someone with suppressor, you literally gotta walk under the suppressor umbrella to have your dudes even remotely do damage. And I like, oh Jesus Christ. As much fun as minions are, as frustrating they are for many reasons, right? That's probably what I would do. But again, like if you just like, this is a good fun Necro build, right? But if you compare it even to the most average Sork, I mean, let's consider though, the Sork build that permanently teleports through the dungeon, you don't get that one easy too, right? Because in order to get the Sork build that teleports through the dungeon, you actually need to have a Harlequin crest with a greater affix to cooldown reduction. And then you need to triple Masterwork boots to also get the evade cooldown reduction, right? So you don't get that teleporting, mass teleporting super Sork that simple. It'll take you a while to get there. So yeah, Stan. This is probably how I'd farm. I mean, this is also how I'd do the other content, because teleporting around is always more fun than walking around. I mean, the biggest downside of playing Necro is that you have like no movement, right? You don't possess any fancy movement. You don't have like shadow steps or whatever. When I'm literally forced in this case to actually play, I'm forced to play an aspect on my boots to use a skill in my skill bar. In this case, it's useful, though, to use the skill in your skill bar, because obviously that skill gives me 34% more shadow damage for being in my skill bar. Yet still, I am forced to actually do this, right? To have a movement speed ability. And then in order to also get the most out of this ability, I need to have the aspect very high rolled, because the aspect can be 13.5 second cooldown. Which would be horrible. I mean, a 13.5 second cooldown is like, why does that even exist? But hey, there are ways to at least get somewhat more movement, right? I mean, it's not impossible as a Necro. You're not completely out. I can do this here in 4 minutes, probably, if I push it a bit further. We're getting there. Core, we're not playing Hardened Bones aspect. We currently have the Decrepify aura on here. We have Hardened Bones taken out. Hardened Bones is still better because you actually do need the damage reduction, technically. And that's where you could then play Harlequin Crest. But again, we're actually not playing that. Really. I have 2 second cooldown on boots, and with a 1.5 second on attack, I can get a 0.5 second cooldown, and it's still a bit clunky. Yes. Core, the build link in the description is the version without all the shebang added to it, right? So we right now tried to max out the build for pit pushing, and we tried to max out the build for general content.
Return soon.
And for general content, you're pretty well off just teleporting through the dungeon, teleporting through any content with the Sever aspect and having the Decrepify aura there. And then the aspect of the Void on your glyphs. But if I would now try to go deeper into the pit, I would obviously change things. I had a glitch toward where I only got 4 waves. I know how to do that. I found it out. If you're at the boss and if you opened the chest already, if you leave the party, you get teleported to the start of a dungeon. So yeah, there's definitely... I mean, the Paragon board can't get better. That's a bit of the problem. The only thing we could change is get the Bone Graft board over to a different one, over to Blood Begets, but then we would have to make Blood Orbs. So what you technically could do is you could sacrifice a skill from your skill bar for Corpse Tendrils, but then you have to use Corpse Tendrils, and I don't like that. Because if you use Corpse Tendrils, you have to remove a skill. If you remove a skill, you're going to be losing here 34% more damage for putting a skill in. And then we would have to change an aspect, and it would only work when you actually pull things together. I mean, we're already sitting here at 96.3%. Oh, what we can do now, chat. What we can do now, we sit at 96.3% crit chance, okay? I can remove this Horadric Jewel. But what other jewel should we play? So we're playing, you need two Arcana of the School of Power. But if I'm not playing this, so we currently have running 6 and 6% stats, and we also have running the 20% more elemental damage because Shadow counts as elemental. Don't ask me why. But what else could we play? I mean, we could do after you deal damage over time to an enemy, they take more damage over time from you, but that is kind of useless because, like, we are not dealing damage over time. The damage over time that deals more damage over time would just deal more damage over time. We get the Scornful Light in. The Reverie Horn is useless. The Liminal Echo is not wanted. The Idol from below we're playing. Your infusions are 150% more potent as shit. Catalytic Skill is useless as well. Attunement Eye would give us 25% cooldown reduction. What for? The Tyrant's Bane is for pushing. The Tyrant's Bane would technically work for pushing Night Arc, but again, we're not doing damage over time. Well, we do damage over time, but we don't do damage over time, right? Like, yeah, sure, this is damage over time, this is damage over time, but even if it propagates, it wouldn't lead to much or anything at all. So technically useless. I mean, we could try how much different it actually makes. So let's give it a go. So we do the more damage over time, even though we don't do damage over time, right? But we're still gonna join the dungeon. Let's move the aspects around. So we're gonna put Void on the boots. Void on the boots, and then we're going to put Damned on the gloves. That'd be the maximum damage version. Then we're going to do a Pit 85. Pit 85 we've always done now in around 5 minutes. So if we now manage to do it in 4 minutes, or even faster, then the damage over time is insane. But technically for this one, it shouldn't be like mattering because 85, the minions don't live enough to help here. Like, Pit 85 minions die just a little bit too fast to, like, see any meaningful benefit from this. So now if they're taking damage over time, they're taking more damage over time to then take more damage over time, right? That's what would happen here right now. That first one there alone was really bad for progress. So technically that one that actually lived long did take more damage over time. As soon as they probably start taking more damage over time, they just die. Doesn't feel like it's having any impact, at least on this right now. If we're going to do a pit 100, but even then, it's again just not our damage we're dealing. I still like the Cry Rune randomly pulling things together. Makes me just happy to see that. Did you hit the double masterwork on the amulet? No, we haven't hit the double masterwork on the amulet, but we kind of get off track. We actually stopped doing the masterworking on the amulet because we were busy doing other things and kind of forget about it. I'm sorry. Kind of forgot we had a plan there. Return to it anytime soon, maybe. Just found a cooldown GA Shaco. I have that cooldown GA Shaker laying around, but I always find like doing things with a cooldown GA Shaco and then selling them as things for others possible to achieve a bit like, you know. When I also watched the video on the permanent teleporting sword, right? I was like, wow, that looks so much fun. Yeah, I'm never gonna get that. Like, yeah, this looks great. So you only have to get triple GA cooldown reduction and a triple GA on the boots with a perfect roll on the evade cooldown. And yeah, I'm never gonna get that. It's like, cool, this looks so much fun, and fun I'll never achieve. It's okay, like, right? Like, I'm not mad. I'm really not mad. I'm really not mad. Not as hard as it looks. When you're saying that, it's not about hardness. It's about, like, the time investment for it, sir. No? It's not about... There's no difficulty involved there. It's just a simple... I don't wish to do the grind, nor the painstaking clicking of the masterwork, until I just want to jump. It's like, no, I'm fine, thank you. Okay, we were a bit faster with the damage over time aspect now, Chad. So, like, by 10 seconds, we could chalk that down to better dungeon or worse dungeon. But we definitely were faster. The last dungeon we cleared, I mean, we could also chalk that down to actually having better runes now than the last time, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're now faster for that damage over time jiggy majiggy, but I guess before I have something that's useless, I might as well just take it. Boss going down faster, that's probably because I have more crit chance. Because we're sitting at a 97.3% crit chance, you know? Because we have now 27.5. I'm not sure if that's more the reason than anything else. Maybe. Right? Maybe. Well, boss, at 2 minutes. Let me quickly teleport there and then go on the toilet. Like every reasonable person would do that goes to a world boss, right? What's your opinion on the Bloodless Scream Lotus build? Oh, it's fun that it works, Winston. But the Bloodless Scream has the same problem as the Blade of Zur. You can play it if you want to play it, but a normal weapon is better. In case you missed it, guys, Bloodless Scream, the weapon for Necros that does Necro cold damage, shebang bang. You can play it nowadays, but a normal two-handed greater affix weapon will always be better. But you can still play it. The same goes for the Blade of Zur. You can play the Blade of Zur, only that a normal sword is better. But you could play the Blade of Zur if you wanted to. Toilet, be right back. Okay, they're still going. They're still going, John. Oh, ow. Is there any other thing we could try out? Jewel-wise, ladies and gentlemen? Anything else? I mean, you could technically put the jewel on that gives you more attack speed if you use an ulti to activate your catalyst. That was one I was thinking about. So I think it's called the Myriad Stone. Was it Myriad Stone? I'm not sure what it's called. So like if my ulti, if I activate it, then for 5 seconds, I get more attack speed. That makes sense? Is it the Bloodless Screen that triggers overpower on the blood wave? I don't know what you mean. It's a shaker. Okay, what do I get here? Nothing. Cool. Okay, what do I get here? Nothing. How cool. Kinda not mad at all. Not mad at all. Bloodwave always overpowers. You can make Bloodwave overpower just with a normal Bloodwave overpower. When you just have to play your key passive and you make Bloodwave overpower. I literally just don't know what, like, you're dragged to topic in here, and I just literally have no clue. I've not seen a Bloodwave build. I've not watched any Bloodwave builds, so you have more news than I have because I just haven't looked at Bloodwave builds. Sir, you know more. You get all the tea. I have no tea. Go to level 5, just finish the campaign. What you do next? If you finish the campaign, do the other campaign. So you do this campaign, and then you do this campaign down here. And then after doing the campaign down here, the DLC campaign, there's something called the endgame bridge. Some quests that kind of lead you nicely into the endgame. And you do have to farm renown. Renown. So yeah. That's renown. This reminds me. I wanted to... I could go for each arcana from unique school you have equipped, gain damage reduction and maximum elemental resistance. I could get more lucky hit chance, and more lucky hit chance will get me more barrier. I guess I could get more barrier. Like, fuck this. I could just get more barrier at this point. But if I was just looking, like, I was thinking, after you cast a catalytic skill, if it is an ultimate, gain attack speed for 10 seconds. Technically, I could play that. I could just play the damage reduction and just feel tankier, I guess. Ta-da. I mean, we get School of Power, Denial, and Power. So I get, what, 10% damage reduction and 2% all resistance. So I'm more tanky now. I can fly even faster through the pit. I'm still not sure if we need the Cry. I've been liking the Cry. I could play Ohm instead if I wanted to. I could get more crits. I could get the Frost Nova, but I don't need it. Let's try Ohm and just see how that feels, because Ohm is like just always useful. That was the wrong one. That needs to be Ahu. And that needs to be Quox. Quox. Ohm. Over Cry. Yeah. Let's see. Rogue or Necro? Rogue can really quickly farm dungeons too when it's like fully maxed. Necro has more potential than Rogue, but they're both close. I mean, the real speed farming this season is Sork. Simple as cake. If you want to speed farm something, you play Sork. It's not that the other classes can't do it. It's just that Sork can do it so much better. If you really care about Paragon 300, you know it's going to take you forever. So you might as well take the thing that's really OP at it. I mean, you got to consider that we're 3 weeks into the season, and you have the man, Mr. Rob, who pretty much lives, breathes, and eats this game, who has like 14-hour streams every single day, and since the season has launched, and he's still not Paragon 300. So, and he's playing Sword, right? So you gotta consider that. If you're then in any way form, charm, like interested in actually getting to Paragon 300. He is 300 now a couple of days ago. Well, see, like, you need only three weeks of playing like 14 hours per day, and then you can get there. So there you go, Chan. You actually did hit it. As soon as I don't use Cry anymore, I instantly miss Cry. I wanted to see how much the more damage plays a role. Yeah, Cry would pull these now into these, so I would kill more things at the same time. Otherwise, you like kind of have to wait always. think the XP needed from 1 to same amount for... No, 1 to 285. So if you reach Paragon 285, you're halfway through. Halfway. Okay. Congratulations. Obviously, from 285 to 300 is going to be a bit faster from 1 to 285 because obviously you're now a maxed out character that like has everything going on, right? Also, if you really want to grind Paragon 300, don't forget to always play with another person for that 10% XP boost. Always have your instances active, always have your potions active, or you're literally just hating life. Yeah, we're actually slower without the rune. So Cry was like, we have more damage now because of Ohm. Because we're missing Cry and we're not pulling things together as efficient. We're actually slower. Interesting. Cry was so good. Fame goes solo. I mean, like, she probably goes solo by choice, sir. But that doesn't mean it's smart to go solo, right? Because you're just losing XP. I'm at 264, and it already feels hard getting 1 to 2 levels a job and playing like a normal person. I mean, I'm at 249. I'm a content creator. I do this for a living, and I'm pretty much done with this season because I've done everything possible to do, right? So I've leveled up every character. I've maxed out my druid. The only thing is missing, like, really for me is now the super tryhard, where I try to get triple masterwork and everything, right? So I did everything that is fun, and the only thing that's missing is now the tryhard fun. It's like the last remnants I've left. Okay, so not having Cry Rune is so much worse, Chan. Paint me surprised. I did not expect this to be such a big difference in clearing if I now have the Cry Rune or not. I'll be damned, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be damned. Who would have guessed? So I think that has us settle on a final setup, Chan. Okay. At least on a final rune setup. Damn, the Cry was such a quality of life then. I could only get like the teleport and everything introduced together and not lose like damage for it. How can you level characters so fast? It's a question of experience. I mean, right now I take 3 hours to level a character to 3 to 4 hours max to level a character to 60. And then I take another, like, like right now we have taken roughly 6 to 10 hours to max out a character. Torment 4, Belial is dead and everything. Okay. It depends on character to character how long it actually takes, right? Like some characters are easier to max out than others. Some characters have like a slower path to power. Some characters have a faster path to power. But like it takes maximum 10 hours to be in Torment 4 and beat everything, like have the seasonal journey done. And since Paragon points transfer over, so in case you didn't know this, but Paragon points go over from one character to the other, as if I then level the second character has the Paragon points, right? And if you're interested to see how to level characters efficient, we have the videos out, but we also have the full progression here. So you have like, this is my Barb leveling stream, and then this is Barb pushing from, this is like Barb leveling to Torment 3, and then Torment 4. That was a Sorceress from 1 to Torment 3 into Torment 4. Rogue the same. Level 1 to Torment 3 into Torment 4. That's like for every single class. We have that every single season. Because why not? Right? Best class to start as a new player: Rogue, Sork, Necro, or Druid. Both. They're the easiest path to power characters that will have you just feel like a god, and where you will not hit a single hitch or even like anything that stops you. Okay. So, what we're gonna do is we play Blights, pull in together with the aspect of the Damned. Undecrepify. Together with the Titan's Call, yeah. And then we will put on the Cry Rune on the Neo because it's so much more efficient. Sick, check, luck, box, Nur, Tool, Cry. Cry wins over Ohm, chat. So it's Neo Cry and the good old Ahu into Quox. Now you type in equipped up here, chat, because it shows you all the aspects you have equipped. And you can check if you get a better one. I do have my aspects really maxed out. Yeah. I mean, right now, in order to get stronger, so in case you wonder, what's the difference now between me and someone that can do Pit 100 with the same build, right? And the answer is a triple Masterwork on Reaper's Pursuit. Because a triple Masterwork on Reaper's Pursuit will give us currently 6% more damage per Shadow skill. So another 36% more damage. That's huge. Also, if you get 2 more ranks into Titan's Fall, Masterworked, 2 more ranks into Titan's Fall would be another 10% more damage. So that would already be 46% more damage. Then simply leveling up your Paragon glyphs. Like if I would have this to 75, just like all my others, these 3 to 75 would another be 5 to 10% more damage increase. So that's already 50% more damage than ideal right now. And then if you masterwork the attack speed, obviously, you could get 100% attack speed. I have 71.4, right? I'd have to reset the masterworks now, get the triple hit on attack speed, so I'm at a 100% attack speed, and I can hit faster. All of this is then automatically the damage you need to go crazy. It's the damage to get things going. Okay, so, chat, now, we have done a lot of Diablo, and I promised to actually leave YouTube up for this because we have a PC to unbox. We have a PC to put on the table. I wanted to do this off stream, but I also kind of wanted to do this on stream and just unbox the PC together with you. So let's actually do that. So thank you for watching so far, but now we're moving away a bit from this. Don't worry, I'll be updating the Necro. But I need to give you this camera here. Hi, it's the different camera. Existence. Hug the chat because that's the other setup. So, luckily I can move my microphone arm around. Those are my hearts from Twitch, by the way, in case you don't know them. And that's your Diablo Soulstone that everyone should have. This is not a sex toy. And that's stuff falling down. The mouse is on the left of the keyboard. This just lying there. Come on now. Clean room? This room is not clean. This is just what you see. Sorry. So you're like, I'm not gonna pan the camera further. And I can pan the camera back to the setup. So this is what we're playing on. That's what we're playing on. And that's where we are right now. It's two different worlds. This PC was sent to me by our friends from AMD and a company called Systemtreff in Germany. It's a 2,000 euro PC. Da steht Achtung! Vor der Inbetriebnahme Transportsicherung entfernen. Ah. Wait. That almost fell towards me. That almost fell towards me. Bubble wrap. We got a 7,900. So the big one, right? Let me see. I don't get it wrong. What we got the no 7,900. We got the 9070 XT from AMD. So the big one, right? We got a 9070 9700 CPU and 32 gigs of RAM plus 1 gigabyte SSD. What I like is it's an actual glass box, right? Let me show you. Okay. And this panel is not to window around. It's like a sliding in panel. The bubbles get popped by the kids? What do you mean by the kids? Also, cannot pop the bubbles. They're very unpoppable. I prepared something. I would have expected more fan noise from the Yeah, I mean that's not a. I hear nothing. You know, like if I hear my other machine I hear right now, obviously there's no load on it, but I like it. Is $2,000 not the graphic card? No, okay, so listen, chat. This is an AMD PC. AMD CPU, AMD GPU. If you're buying not AMD, why ever you would do this, you will be paying way too much. Like, the combination of these two, of CPU and GPU from AMD, is always gonna be better for you. Like, I'm sorry, I've been gaming now the past 7 years on AMD exclusive. What can I say? If you want to get ripped off, don't buy AMD. Right? I'm not even being paid to say that, right? By the way, I should turn on the monitor. Don't die. I haven't used that one in a while. I forget where the button is to turn it on. Is it even plugged in? That's the bigger question. Oh. Hey, chat, I have a riddle for you. Where's the HDMI cable plugged into? Currently. It's been a while since I plugged in cables. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's totally not plugged into the motherboard. Who would ever plug in a like, you know, who would ever do that? Like, right? We're not stupid. Correct? It's working. Imagine getting a PC and it actually works. That's crazy. So what we have here, just so you can see it in vibes. That's what I get. So we get the, let me pull this down. So we get a Ryzen 7 97X with a 9070 XT. 32 gigabytes of RAM, actually 6,000er, that's good. 1 terabyte SSD. We get Wi-Fi on the motherboard, which I'm very glad for because I had a motherboard without Wi-Fi and had to install a Wi-Fi card. Don't ask questions, it is what it is. The case is like, I love the case, I have to say. Very nice. And the whole price for that thing is actually... So I get this sent to me by these guys from the Systemtreff. They're called the Systemtreff. What I would have usually done, because so one thing I'm missing personally as a content creator, and I don't know how you feel, guys, but 1 terabyte SSD is not enough, considering that Diablo, if you modify the install, right now we have... I actually did not install the high resolution package because if you install that, you'll need another 80 gigabytes. Yeah, so that's another 70 gigabytes on, like, I think it makes it 130 gigabytes big, right? And that would be one game. And then you're installing, like, then you go like install Dune Awakening, and we get another 40 gigabytes, right? You get Path of Exile on the side. And we're already sitting at like 92, right? That's already like over 200 gigabytes gone from the potential 1 terabyte. So usually I would have like configured this for more. Again, I get sent this system, you know, but I would have usually considered this, configured this for more and would have changed out the... What do we have down here? some SSD, right? I would have added probably another 2 terabyte. Actually more, probably 4. Probably 4. Right? That would end us at 2166, but which is still reasonably well priced, right? And before you ask, could you not build your system yourself? You could, but what, like, I don't know how to say this, but I have built PC all the years, okay? Chat, right? I've built all these years. I don't want to anymore. I don't want to build PCs anymore. I'm just happy, like, right, you get this delivered, it works, and if I have a problem, what am I gonna do when I have a problem now, chat? Right? I'm gonna write them an email and we'll be like, hi, fix it. Thank you. What's the price in US dollars? What is the euro to US dollar right now? I think the euro is losing there. By the way, one thing I haven't shown you. This is my other keyboard that I don't use very often, but it's actually a gold-plated metal keyboard from SteelSeries. This is a one-of-a-kind edition. I think only 100 of these exist. I got that sent to me, and like I cannot. I don't know. Like, let me pop this off quickly. So this one actually weighs around 3 kilograms. So not like a normal keyboard, because like look, this is gold plated. There's a gold plated steel plate below the keys. It's very heavy. This is not plastic. It's full. This is steel. Random things I have, because why not? And now to commit the cardinal sin, Chad. A black cable on a white mouse. Beautiful. But that's the setup right now. I kind of like it, right? What's up to 2 years for that keyboard, FIFA Mike? I will have to see that I actually sent this keyboard out to one community member, because I'm not using it, right? My keyboard is this. So I have this. It's very dirty. This is my one. It has like, it's the short wireless edition as well. So this one is this is the TKL version, right? Shorter. And I do actually like my F keys. I always miss the F keys because I use them for stuff. So I don't like mini versions that much anymore. So how is the dollar? You said it. The dollar is $2.52 per euro. No, not true. Where we at? Like probably 2,100 euros would be $5. You know? Probably 2.5, 2.6. Definitely more. 2,000 euros is $2,350. Thank you. Good to know. And this PC, so like, this was me showing you what we got here. But what we're going to do now, or what I am going to do, is I need to hook this PC up into the streaming system. That on Sunday or Monday, we're actually going to try out the performance of this. So this wasn't even sponsored content, FYI. So I got this one sponsored, but I just wanted to show you already. But we're also going to do a stream with this one. Okay? So we're gonna throw that out. By the way, for people interested, let me actually put this in the description. There you go. That's what we have. I have all white for my gaming setup, except my keyboard and mouse, which is pink. That seems reasonable. I mean, I'm a fan of like having everything all black, but that has more to do with maintenance than anything else. Stream and play or only stream? No, this one will only play. I mean, we will stream the playing, but the actual streaming will happen from the streaming PC. That being said, Smurf, I am streaming right now. So this stream here right now, right? All my gaming streams are always running over the AMD encoder. So actually the PC we have here right now, this one, right? You have a 9070. The 9070 has state-of-the-art, you know, graphic card encoder. You can send 1, 2, like right now with my graphic card, I'm sending 1, 2, 3, 4 streams out. So 1 to YouTube, 1 to Facebook, 1 to Kick, 1 to Twitch. And I could send 1 to TikTok without the graphic card even losing any gaming performance. Okay? That's like the advantage of graphic card encoders. They're very here I can actually show you this. Let me see if I can show you this. It's interesting. Like, I don't know if you find this interesting. I find this interesting. So if I open my task manager on my streaming PC right now, just so you can see, the GPU has the decode codec. To find the right engine. Ah, there we are. No. Okay, can't show you right now. Sorry. But it's literally like, it's being maxed out by 26%. At 26. Wrong numbers. 62. German numbers are different. 62% is maxed out right now on the GPU. And you could even stream over the CPU too, right? So you could send your 5 video streams out to all the multi-streaming platforms, and that's not even considering that you could send streams over the CPU without having a performance loss as well on top. If you then wanted to. The wizard hat. I mean, if you don't possess a wizard hat, I don't know what you're even doing. This one is already 8 years old, and it's still holding up. Talking about these easy $30 purchases on Amazon. Where's the PSU on that PC? You can't see it from this side. But the PC is actually... Let's power it down for a second. From this side, it looks relatively thin, but you can see on top, it's actually like, it's wide. It's a wide boy. So from the front, you get like, this part is PC, and then you get here, the axis. PSU is in the bottom left. Here. And this is like the whole backside is how you can access all the cables. I mean, we get what? We get 1, 2, 3, 4 USB 3 ports. Then we have 1, 2, 3 USB 10G ports. You get BIOS access, another USB 2.0, whatever you still have that. And we even have a USB-C. Wow. Thank you very much. We get Wi-Fi. I mean, everything I could need, to be fair. That GPU is massive. It's not that big. This is a bottle of Pepsi, unsponsored. Very, very tightly screwed together. That is a Radeon 9070. Okay, it is big. I have seen bigger. There's a reasonable size. Kind of tiny, to be honest. How long does that stay clean? I mean, everything that was on that desk is on the left side. Okay. Everything that was on this desk. It's there. Out of the picture. You fools. First thing I would have to do is turn the RGB off. I prefer my PCs to be a one color light. I'm not sure how you're vibing, chat, but like when I'm actually streaming and the PC keeps doing this on the side, it actually distracts me. I need it to have like one clean color. I mostly go for green or white. And then I'm cool. I don't need you to flash and change it. We're good about that. Good. Well, now it's for me to move some games over there, get a very long cable to connect it to the streaming PC, and maybe have this be my new main PC, chat. Right? I mean, a 9070 is pretty good. I mean, at least there was a performance difference, right, between the 9070 and the 7090. Not like some other generations of GPUs, where the performance difference wasn't really there from other companies. Who said that? Not me. Good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me for that PC unboxing. I'm very, very intrigued how quiet this PC is, but we have to see tomorrow under load, because right now, you don't hear shit. But if I put load on it, you'll hear something, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and watching today. Thank you for being here with me. I'll be preparing everything for Sunday's stream. I will also update the planner on the Necromancer that we have tinkered with all day today. So you'll get that too, no worries. By the way, this is how the room looks behind. It's not the clean part of the room. Again, this is like the computer we have been getting there now, but we'll have a proper sponsored stream for this happening too. But I'd say I'll see you all on Sunday live, on Saturday on YouTube with a video. And until then, you should definitely watch what's on the YouTube anyways. Okay? So take care. Thank you for coming.